Right.
When I got home the other day, somebody had set a light. There's a camera now on my road, an NPR or whatever camera.
Yeah.
So I don't even know what that camera does.
ANPR is automatic number plate recognition.
Somebody set the thing a light, bruv. I came home and I see
fight the power.
I had to throw the water in it, but because it was gonna burn out the next person's house next to it. If you didn't take, I had to. And even then, you're not supposed to put water in that one either.
Yeah.
But because it wasn't too thingy, I said, these men are moving like that.
Is at the bottom, not at the top?
What do you mean?
Which part was on fire?
The camera's at the top, but the electrical box that goes with the camera, somebody had opened it up. I put it on, set off. I put paper in it and put fire in it.
So what are you meant to put on that? Like sand or like a power?
CO2. CO2.
But
sand would work.
Sand will work or CO2.
But you obviously usually have the and even now I'm thinking to myself, I should have what's it called?
The black
an extinguisher.
I've got an extinguisher.
You've got one in your car.
I don't think I do.
German whips, I think.
I don't think I do.
Should have one.
I didn't notice if I have. Maybe I
might have taken it, but B&M or B&M.
Yeah, I'm gonna get one because. But I was thinking to myself, if this was in the yard now, man would be just there trying to get water.
Because as soon as you see like a fire on your stove, the first thing you want to do is fling water on it, and that's not what you should do. At least get a fire blanket and warm.
You know what I was doing as well.
We need a fire blanket.
You know what's so annoying?
Fire blanket.
I was there. You know when you just waiting for water to fill up.
We're recording, by the way. This is live.
I was just waiting for the water to fill up, just looking at the water, thinking, how long is this thing gonna take before I can go dash water in it? And I was thinking, do I need to wake up anybody next door because he's next to these?
What time was this?
This was after the pod. This was about 4 o'clock in the morning.
I co-sign it, you know. I co-sign it. I hate these cameras.
I
hate the foreigners.
I blazing you.
I hate the foreigners.
For me, if he's opened it, why don't you just cut the wires?
He wanted to burn it down, bruv. He wanted that thing to be burned down.
Yeah, because then you can just rewire it.
And you know what? You know what's going to make me laugh, Staff? You said it a minute ago. I guarantee you, it was a foreigner.
Is it?
I know he is.
As in, what kind of foreigner?
I don't know.
You put camera.
Are you counting yourself as a foreigner? Okay.
But it wasn't me. But I know.
Disclaimer out there.
A foreigner.
All right. Okay. Yes. We did a bit of a rolling start there, seeing as I thought that was a nice way to we needed to introduce that into the podcast. I didn't want to leave that out there. I am Stavros Boss.
I've ridiculed.
Yes, it's all over the place.
I just want to say from
It's all over the place.
I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. Get down. The double champ does what the he wants. Paid the cost to be the boss.
You can catch me at Stavros Boss on most of the socials in front of me. My brother. Your brother, our brother.
Say it.
What?
He's supposed to say Big Wahala.
Big Wahala. I thought
At Big Wahala Insta, at Big Wahala on Twitter was good people. See how easy it's just by me messing with his mojo. That messed up your whole thing.
No, I didn't say anything because it had already said it.
Oh, I usually say it though, don't you?
Yeah, I told you. I've jumbled everything. So you're the one that's messed up, not me. I've jumbled everything this week. I haven't done it. I haven't said that. Welcome to the episode. I haven't given the episode number.
You haven't played the theme song.
I haven't done it. I've jumbled it all up.
Okay.
That's what happens when you do the rolling start. It messes with things.
I like rolling starts.
And to my right.
Greetings in the name of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie, Empress Menen Mama.
Gaza forever.
Guys always say forever. Alliance of the Foundation.
I wish. I know God probably does want me to have children. But if I did have children, the foolishness I'll get them to, because that's how you would greet me in the morning, you know.
What's that?
Yes. Greetings, man. That's how when I walk out into the house, when I come back from home, especially if I was a person that worked longer hours, and I came back home from school, I mean from work, and then they come home from school. That's how they greetings, daddy. It's a last year.
You'd have to walk
King of Africa
with the tune in the.
I need the background. That's how they will greet me every day. King of Africa. I say yes.
So you're gonna greet them Prince of Africa?
Yeah, no. You have to elevate yourself to that level first.
But if they're the son of the,
they would greet the mother and the father the way that they're supposed to greet me. I would just yes. Oh yeah,
True uncle.
Go and get this shit.
It's squeaky.
It's me. It's my yash.
Try not to. Let's shout out those who want air. Obviously, in our arts always.
Spider sense tingling.
DJ singer, that actor, in our arts, rest in peace. And
wait for the wolf who should be coming directly.
You sending the wolf?
You feel better, motherfucker?
Shit, Negro. That's all you had to say.
What's the wolf?
The bastard wolf. Don't ask me why I said that. To my left. I said that with the utmost love and respect, Mr. Wolf. I don't know why. I'm in a twizzy right now. I don't know why. The Rolling Star has just got me off and this one here is just smiling beside me. Just there with an anti-rap on her. What did they call this on your head?
A headscarf.
Just with the anti-headscarf, just there. Anti-headscarfing.
I'm an auntie.
Queen Sim. It's been a while. Another round of applause for Queen Sim.
It has been a while, actually. When was the last time I was here?
I don't know.
It's been a hot minute.
I need to turn you up. Or you need to get closer because you are actually
I have
quite
to
loud.
sit on top of the mic.
There you go.
To the mic.
To the mic.
You don't have to do that in your studios, I'm assuming.
Nah, they got the bi-directional.
Ting.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's helpful.
The pickup on there is mad.
Because I know you're a sound snob. And
very, very much so. The one where you had your goddaughters or whatever it was. Where did they didn't record in the same place, did they?
They did.
Boy.
But we left them to it. So I think, so that they wouldn't feel nervous in front of us. So I think they just kind of got into a conversation, just got a bit comfortable and just forgot that they need to be on top of the mic.
So you do need to have some mic etiquette there.
Yeah, definitely.
But you will. It is advantageous to have mic etiquette in that environment.
I think if we were in there with them, it would have been different. But I felt like they would have been felt a little bit nervous doing an episode with us in there.
Why?
Because it's quite, like if you're not somebody who podcasts often or you're not used to like expressing your opinion in front of other people, it can be a little bit daunting. And also we didn't know necessarily what they were going to say. We just gave them sort of like some guidelines and some things. So we just wanted them to be able to express themselves without feeling like they had to put any confines around what they were saying because their godmothers were in the room.
You know what? Sympathy, empathy. I was telling somebody this the other day, and it was, in fact, I'll flesh it out. Queen Sim from the Cocoa Sistahs Podcast, friend of the pod, sister-in of the pod. Mm-hmm. So she's back. Welcome. I'll do the intro for the episode in a minute, but we're doing this now. I had somebody that I was talking to recently who had adopted, and the adopted child was on the spectrum somewhere. I can't remember exactly what it was. It wasn't too bad, but it was there. And they were talking about the things that they had to do to accommodate for that. And they were talking about how they're African and about how they had to hold back on doing certain things because they grew up in a where they got licks. They even got licks in school. Like where they had to choose a weapon kind of thing in school, so you can tell it was back home. It wasn't here. Them kind of things. So they co-sign all that kind of stuff. But when obviously you've adopted and you're not necessarily going to carry that forward, and they were talking about certain things, and I said, for better or for worse, I think there are things where it's like, I think, especially if you listen to this pod, you would see that. I know you called me. What did you say? It's a contrarian in me. The contrarian in me makes it good for me to be empathetic. Very often, because it's my nature to look at the other side straight. So if I'm looking at the other side, it probably means that if I'm looking to the right, it probably means I already kind of understand the left. So it's my nature to jump to the right and try and understand that. So it's my nature to do that. It's my nature to be empathetic. But this is one of those things where it's like, so I gave the example of women's periods. I know a woman who doesn't have bad periods, and so she can't relate to certain things. And because I've been with women with bad periods, and I was talking about doing this and doing that, and hot water bowls and certain massages and this, and the woman I was talking to didn't understand it. And then because she hasn't spoken to her peers about that kind of thing, so because she hasn't had a discussion about it and she hasn't experienced it, she just don't get it. And I realized that in this instance, as mad as it sounds, I was more in tune with women with bad periods than a woman that actually has a period, because she's never had a bad period before. So that is empathy, right? And that's something I think I'm good at. So this is when you put yourself in somebody else's shoes. But I haven't been able to put myself in the shoes of somebody that has a child with autism or is on a mad spectrum, and they have to cater to X, Y, Z. And I think it has to be one of those things that I would actually have to live for me to get. And because I don't live it, thank God, I can't put my head in that basket. I can sympathize with it, but empathize where it's like I get it. I fully get it. I don't.
Do you work with anybody on the spectrum?
Maybe, but it wouldn't be anything more than maybe me. I think if there's a spectrum, I think I'm on the spectrum somewhere. Like not if there is a spectrum, but I think if there's a scale of 1 to 10, I think I'm like a 3 or something. I know I'm awkward.
But being awkward doesn't put you on the spectrum.
I think
there are very, very particular and distinct behavioural characteristics that put you onto the spectrum.
Go on then. So this is my point then. I'm ignorant to it then. So maybe I'm saying something. You know when people say they're OCD and no, you're just tidy or you just don't like things to be. You're not OCD at all. You're nowhere near it, but you say it. I've had to learn because I was the person that used to say I'm OCD, and they realized, I've got a little bit of OCD. You can't have a little bit of OCD. You don't get it.
Yes, it's a very binary thing.
So maybe this is one of those things because I used to say that until I realized you're chatting rubbish and I stopped saying that. So maybe this is, but I still say I think I'm on. I'm on at the low end of the spectrum. Maybe you can explain it to me and be like, it's in the same way. Nah, bro, you're chatting rubbish. You're just awkward or you're just shy or whatever it is.
Yeah, a lot of the identification of it isn't often done by the person who has it, if that makes sense.
I get that.
So it's like it would have to be an observation from outside.
I disagree with that.
Or it would be more likely to be an observation from outside.
From a professional, I would say. I would agree with that. But I'm very self-reflective, which is why... self-reflective is very good. But when you start to deal with neurodivergence, because sometimes the actual neurodivergence, the blind spot is that you don't have the external view. So you don't see what you're doing as being outside of a norm. Yeah, but I have enough people to tell me what you're doing is not normal.
But this is what I'm saying to you.
People that listen to the pod will hear
so that's what I'm saying to you. It's from outside. It's not from within.
Yeah, but if you... Yeah,
but you can't really... It's very difficult to self-diagnose if you're on a spectrum.
But I thought you did that test. Or didn't you do it then?
I didn't do it. No.
Why did you back out the test?
It's not... If you give it to me, I'll do it. I have to go and seek it. I've forgotten about it. I remember there were a couple of people. Yeah, it was in the same week.
You said you were going to do it, didn't it? So that's why.
I'd forgotten about it.
Okay.
It's just I was speaking to this person this week, and I believe it was them. My memory is trash, but it's them. I just remembered about it this week. So I think this thing is popping up a lot. This seems like this week is just in my face.
Put it this way: there's a lot of people that have ADHD.
All right,
and they go largely undiagnosed because the symptoms are so normalized and generalized. So,
but I think some people with ADHD you can really tell.
Yeah, some people you can really tell. Yeah. But there's a lot of people that fly under the radar because part of ADHD is masking, which is trying to normalize your behavior so that you can't see it. Do you get what I mean?
But somebody with severe ADHD who's masking, I think you can tell.
You might be able to.
Yeah, because I work now with a lot of people that I'm realising are on the spectrum, whether they're highlighting that they're on the spectrum or not. And that's just like behaviour, social cues, gestures. Like there are some people who are severely autistic, but high functioning autistic, like the super smart autistic, and then there's varying in degrees. And because of we have a pipeline from like the top 4 universities in the country where a lot of these people come from, I think that I'm getting to see
you will see it
massive amounts
and
of it.
The biggest signs are normally a lack of social norms.
Can I when you're ready, can I just read the whole definition of this thing, because we're just talking about stuff that people might not know.
What is this thing?
ADHD.
Okay, I wasn't just talking about that.
Yeah, I think every single one that we're talking about, we should just, because there's some people that know what none of this means,
Fair enough.
You just assume that we assume.
I don't know what it is.
Okay. Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder is a common neurodevelopment disorder that begins in childhood and frequently continues into adulthood. It is characterized by persistent age-inappropriate patterns of inattention, hyperactivity, impulsivity that interfere with their daily functioning, academic success, and social relationships. The condition is rooted in executive dysfunction and is formally characterized by the National Institute of Health. What's wrong? Categorized?
Executive dysfunction and categorized by the... Go on.
Yeah. Did I say something wrong?
Yes, a lot of things, but carry on.
What did I say wrong?
A lot of the words you're not saying properly.
The condition is... Okay, so let me do it again then. Of what I said, so that I was saying it fine. The condition is rooted in executive dysfunction and is formally categorized by the National Institute of Health into 3 main types based on the primary symptoms present. 1, predominantly inattentive. People with this type of struggle primarily with focus, organization, and task completion. They are easily distracted, often lose items, and may appear not to listen when people speaking to them directly. Predominantly hyperactive impulse. This type is defined by excessive physical movement, such as fidgeting, and inability to sit still, and excessive talking. Impulsive behaviors include acting without thinking, interrupting others, and having difficulty waiting for one's turn. And then there's the combined type, which is the most common form, where individuals with this type display a mix of both significant inattentive and hyperactive impulse symptoms. No, and you need to be diagnosed before you're at age of 12 before you can actually...
Both my children have ADHD.
And then there's a whole bunch... That's what I'm saying to you. You got to also sometimes be a little bit careful with it, because some of the symptoms, they blend over. Like some of it doesn't actually qualify as ADHD, but the symptoms of not being able to focus or what have you doesn't necessarily mean that you've got ADHD. It might just be that you're not
interested in what is currently.
But this is the problem now. So when you do focus and you focus too much, they don't tell you that you're probably autistic.
No, but then no, because ADHD has focusing. There's 2 sides of it. There's one side where you can't focus and you're impulsive, and then there's the other side where you're hyper focused, where it's like you fixate on a singular area or idea to the point where you actually.
It's detrimental to your day-to-day.
None of that says that in this thing. What I was reading here. I don't know if that's... I'm not saying that it's not the case, because I know there's... For that to be with... I've heard people say that about ADHD as well, but I've also heard people say that about autism. Yeah. Where when you're hyper-focused on one thing and you focus on that one thing and everything else is irrelevant, that is a case of... This is what I'm saying.
When it's within autism, it is... how do they say it? You know when they say if you... turn off one sense, you potentially make other senses more heightened. That's what it is when it's within autism. So what happens is a person might be really good with memory retrieval. So they'll do things from a young age, like remember all of the train stops on the underground, for all lines throughout the whole country, and they'll be able to recite them. Or they'll be really good at dinosaur knowledge. They'll know the intricate details of dinosaurs and what have you, but they can't then contextualize something that's happening real and something that's happening now. Like, they'll be really bad with time, for example. Do you get what I mean?
Okay.
So what happens is the focus goes to one thing and then they get completely blind to something else.
Okay, let me ask you this question, yeah? Do you think these labels are actually good?
I don't know about the labels, the knowledge that goes with it, yes, but I don't know about the labels.
The reason why I ask is, and maybe this is a controversial thing, what now is a normal child?
Yeah, I hear you.
I think the labels need to be used responsibly.
No, but I'm still asking that. What is a normal child? What child do you see now and somebody say, this is a normal functioning child?
Yeah, the problem
That's
is...
subjective.
Can you even say that?
Yeah, you can't. That's what I'm saying. The problem is you can't even use the word normal.
So then, this is the problem now. So everybody almost has an attachment to them.
I hear what you're saying. I get the point you're making.
It's almost like the gender thing now, where everybody has to have a particular label to their gender.
Yeah.
Whereas before you obviously had 2 genders and that was it. Now there's more different labels. There's things that we never knew about, like cis, this, that, the other. That's come from out of nowhere. Basically.
Yeah.
For us 40-something-year-olds, it's come out of nowhere. Yes, I'm agreeing with that. We didn't know about those things when we was younger. And some of these things now, I agree with when it comes to talking about how we're dealing with children. And some of these, I don't even know how to describe them, because I wouldn't necessarily call them mental issues. I don't know what you would describe them as. I don't know what category they come underneath.
That's why I call neurodivergence.
Okay, let's say neurodivergence then. These stuff that we potentially have seen in our children our own age when we was younger.
Yeah.
But they didn't have a label towards them.
Yeah.
But then it didn't seem to me that it was the majority. Does that make sense? Whereas now I feel like the majority of children that I around me under a certain age seem that, in fact, let me not say majority, but a large amount that I've then was definitely before.
Yeah.
People are adding labels to them.
Yeah, but
even if they're smart, they'll add a label to them being smart. If they're a bit slower than the rest of the class, they add a label to them being a bit slower than the rest of the class. If they don't speak quicker than they expect them to speak, there's a label for that.
Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself, so when do children just be able to be children? When there's a case that there's no attachment to just being a child. So Stav just said now that his children would match every single one of those. He didn't say every single one of those things, but by going by the definitions of what we gave, he said both my children would have that.
Yeah. And I think,
but that,
blatantly.
When is that?
I would say this is this and this.
So what is just being a child now?
And this is you raise an interesting point, and that is an issue. It is an issue in the sense where, like I said, some of the symptoms are almost very universal. There are stuff that are actually just specific to children because they're children, if that makes sense. So,
and they carry it into adulthood and saying that they're doing this because of the stuff that they happened when they were a child.
Yes, because their labels are applied. But if you then go back and look at the era before when we didn't have the labels necessarily, or when ADHD as a label just started, you'll find that there's a correlation between the crack epidemic hit really hard within our community. But then studies have shown that because of the impulsivity and that nature within ADHD, it means that somebody who has ADHD, who takes drugs, is more likely to turn out to be a crackhead than somebody who doesn't. Then you get an explanation for why there was a large number of people for a generation that all turned into crackheads, because not everyone that takes crack turns into a crackhead.
Yeah, but then that doesn't necessarily...
It means that we didn't diagnose it properly.
Yeah, but it doesn't necessarily then coincide with why... Maybe it's the I was gonna say because the community, some communities don't have this crack epidemic, and I was gonna say maybe that's how close they are to crack. I don't know. Maybe that's why. But
some of that to a degree, but then the other communities will have it with something else. So they'll have it with alcohol, for example, or they'll have it. Do you get what I mean? And then they say this, it's a genetic whatever, but you're genetically predisposed. That's the word. Yeah.
Sorry, Simone, you were saying that people are using it out of term.
Yeah, I feel like some people this is going to be controversial, but so be it. I think there are just some people who are just not bothered to try with their children, right? They let their children just run amok, right? And when their children, my dad used to say, rest his soul, bend a tree while it's young, right? So that meant just giving your children all of the quote unquote fundamentals when they were growing up so that they would hopefully, in quotes, by any standard, grow up to be a decent human being, right? We know that if you give kids the fundamentals by 6, they're more likely to not forget them, right? In this country, we have people going to school who can't read, they can't use the toilet, they can't do any of this stuff, right? And that's all things that, a parent teaches a child before they get to nursery, right? Most people, you teach them the alphabet, all of these types of things, right? Now, in the event that as a parent, sometimes you've not done those things, and you could say that maybe a school looks at you and says, well, your child is behind, then it's like, my child has. And that's used then as a way to absolve the parent for them not doing the things that they're doing. That's my controversial take about sometimes we're misusing labels. However, there are some children who have something, right? Who's severely neurodivergent. It is clear. There's things like speech delay. We know that COVID caused a massive issue with speech delay with children because they weren't around other children and things like that. So I think we have to find the medium between this, right? That we know that there are people who are who have neurodivergent things, and we know that there's people that are just flinging a label on a child.
Do you know what I'm very thingy about labels?
Okay.
All right. So you probably already know, but just in case the people don't know, I used to work for a company that used to deal with medical software. Yeah. So I used to work with doctors all the time, right?
Yeah.
And they used to quite happily just put people in the mental health register.
Yeah.
Simply because they will say something like, I'm having a bad time.
Yeah.
Not that, oh, you're having a bad time? Yeah, today I don't really feel good today. I'm having a bad time. Bang, mental health register. You won't even know they've done it. And the whole reason why they've done it, sorry, because this is really squeaky.
About funding, isn't it?
It's because they will get actual funding because they've put more a percentage of people on the mental health register.
Yeah.
So then it's this thing now, because I've had that knowledge of that thing.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that this is also going to happen with lots of other stuff.
Oh, 100%.
But I know it happens with other stuff because I've heard them ask me personally, if I put this person on this thing, what would that do to their thing, their medical record? And I'm like, well, if you put it on their thing, if they don't have it, then it's going to be there. But yeah, it will bump up your point score for this.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You won't hear from them again.
Yeah.
So I know that, as Simone was saying, there is times when people are just putting labels onto people because it's easier and you can get money for it.
Oh, 100%.
You can get funding for it.
And it's scary because we're doing it to ourselves, right? Like, you know, like I have friends that, oh, you know, I forgot something today. It's my autism. That's not what autism is.
Well, again, and I can be guilty of this as well. It's going to be even worse now in the AI era because self-diagnosis is going to go to an extreme level.
Yeah.
Because even though AI tells you so many times, I cannot diagnose you. I cannot diagnose you, but
it sounds like this.
It sounds like this, and this. So then the people are gonna now be self-diagnosing themselves all over the place.
Dr. Google's been a thing for a while.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like there's times when I tell people, check thingy, but then I have to be careful what I tell because I know that somebody could say, I've got a sneeze, and then Google will tell you that sneeze could mean that you're dying of this, that, and depending on what type of person you're dealing with, they're gonna go to the extreme of what it could be.
Yeah.
Steph, don't talk to me. But it can go to the extreme, and then they'll take it as the extreme will be the reason as to what's happening, and you have to be careful. I don't even know how we got to this because I wasn't paying attention at the very beginning. But
I was saying
you're talking about empathy and sympathy.
Yeah, that is something that I need to definitely learn more about. I need to.
You don't think you're empathetic?
No, in general I do, but this is one circumstance where, for whatever reason, and I think it needs. I think for me, for other people, maybe they can empathize, but for me, it seems like if I'm not living it, I can't get it.
All I was going to say is that I feel like I can empathize now because of the role that I am currently doing. There are a lot of people who exhibit the behaviours of what you've read, like they have to interrupt people, they have to get what they're saying out, they're almost rude to the point where you're like, who are you talking to like that? You know what I mean? Like, and then you start to see certain things, and when you're around these people all the time, you're like, oh, it's not that this person is dismissive, like they can't understand social cues. So you start to learn like key bits of things about people. So because of that, when I'm in rooms with other people and people want to go and now make complaints about people, I'm like, it's not for me to say that the person is on the spectrum, but I feel like I can go in and bat for that person because I work with this person in, day out, and I know that this person isn't being a see you next Tuesday. This is just their predisposition.
Don't bat for them, fam. I'm telling you now. But anyway, that's me.
Again, I've had similar where I've worked with a few people that have had different types of neurodivergent challenges, and I've also got in my family as well. People with neurodivergent challenges. So I've seen in real life certain ends of the spectrum, if that makes sense.
I just want to, and I've been saying this before with the podcast, and I wanted to say, I've been saying it at work at certain things. I would like to see a study done in certain third world countries where they don't have all of this technology or the funds to be able to diagnose this, that, and the other of the children that they've got there, and see how they're dealing with certain things, because it will be very interesting.
They're beating it out of people.
Some of them might not get beat though. Some of them might be other methods that they're having, and it might be working.
I'll be honest with you, Nigerians, probably Jamaicans as well, have a lot of people that fall under the spectrum, ADHD specifically, but because it's not a thing like you're saying, and it's not acknowledged, it goes under the radar. But those are the people that the behavior that they exhibit, they're loud, they're again avoid. I don't understand social cues. They've got a certain way about them. We just learn to take them as that's how those people are. But actually, when you put it into an experimental environment, you realize, oh, actually, yeah, they are enough outside of the margin to actually qualify.
But what's better though?
Properly.
What's better out of the two? What's better? Them just going on a day-to-day life and everybody accepts that this is who they are, and they're not being punished for it, they're not being beaten up or any of that type of stuff, because that's not what you're saying, is it? You're just saying that it's they're alright, that's how they're raised, yeah?
Yeah.
Kool-Aid, that's how Kool-Aid is, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's better? That or adding this particular label onto them and then now making them feel like, well, you're actually different? Which one is better? Because I think personally, for me, I think you going in a day-to-day business and they're saying, well, that's simple, that's Stavros, that's Simone. For me, it's better than, well, you know, Stavros has got a bit of a problem. You know, Simple's got a bit of this and Simone's got a bit of that. Why can't there just be Simone, Simple and Stavros?
No, I hear it.
And when does personality... What? Some of this is just personality, you know?
There's that as well.
But anyway, that's how you do.
I think
it's all good until somebody kills somebody, though. That's the thing.
But I think it's different in the West because money is attached to everything we do in the West, right? Because if there's something wrong with you, I can give you medication, or I can give you something, and I can monetize off of that, right? Can you imagine if you're in the US where everything is insurance based? I can imagine they're flinging a label on a label on a label on a label in order to make money. And like you've alluded to as well, when it's a medical thing, if I just add this thing, I get a premium. I get this and I get that. And like, how many people get lost in the middle? And that's why I say that, like, it has to be used responsibly, because there are going to be people who, like you say, maybe you're just a little bit exuberant in your personality. Now you've got a label on you and now people are putting you into a box and there's confines around you. Like that's not
what I don't
necessarily
want.
Fair.
I don't want anyone to be limited because of the labels. Is that what you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
So I want to treat some people, and I'm a bit maybe like what Stav was saying with the empathy, but I think it's just our generation in general. Yeah, I could be empathetic to certain situations if somebody talks to me about it and says this, that, and the other. I can. But I always want to treat everyone the same way I treat everyone. I don't really want to treat you differently than somebody else, because at some point you're going to be seen, well, why is he treating this person like this and he treats me like that? Some people might not care, but I want to treat everyone the same in a way. I want to give everyone the opportunity to be treated the same way.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Until you show me that I cannot treat you the same way. I don't know if that's wrong in what I'm saying, or am I saying something mad? I don't know.
I don't think it's mad. I don't think it's mad at all. I think we just have to... There was always naughty children in it. Like, there was always a child who was naughty. There was always someone who was chatty. There was always something that was someone, like, just flinging a label on those children. I just don't think it's fair.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. We talk about at the moment. We're speaking about naughty, this, that, and the other. There was other children that were just way ahead of all the children in the class. I knew advanced maths and this, that, and the other. Couldn't really make friends, this, that, and the other. We never really thought of them the same way that we think of these.
They were just the smart kids.
They were just smart. Yeah.
They were just smart.
They didn't have this thing. They didn't have this one is just a smart. Maybe people might call them a nerd or whatever. They were just smart.
But then, but it's only when you actually analyse that child, you realise that it's high functioning autism.
Yeah, but why are we analysing the person? Because at the end of the day, if the person isn't doing anything to us that is detrimental, why do we need to be analysing them?
The only thing I'll say is that if they themselves feel like they're not happy, because maybe they might not be able to make friends like others, or stuff like that. But again, I think I was very privileged in growing up in a school where there was a lot of disabled people in my school.
Okay.
Because I grew up in a school where there was people that was deaf. Yeah. So all that type of, we had sign language teachers, all of this type of stuff. So I've never been in the case where I've been around people that are that have disabilities, whether it be mental disabilities, physical disabilities, whatever, and it's not been something that I've just been like, oh, you know, this is scary to me, because I've grew up in it.
Yeah.
So
it's normalized in your environment.
So, and those kids were just treated the same way as everyone else. They just had the science teacher.
Yeah.
Right? It's simple and plain. So eventually, that's why maybe I'm a bit like, well, I know that you're capable the same way that everyone else is capable of doing certain things. So
they were treated the same because they had a sign teacher, but then how many of the other students knew sign language? So
this is the thing, they did.
So that's not weird.
So people, I always use this boy. So the boy's name was Ricky, and the other guy was Tom. Ricky and Tom grew up together. Basically, they went from primary school to secondary school, right? Because my secondary school had a primary school attached to it. Ricky and him have been friends from time. Ricky learned sign language blatantly. Other people in the class just started learning sign language because in the end, the person is there. Everyone wants to be inclusive. You learn a bit of sign language. Tom could also read lips after a while. So you got to a point where he could read lips. He couldn't really speak. He can speak, but he's speaking, when obviously you can't hear yourself, so you're speaking, and eventually you get used to it and you just understand it.
I think a way of dealing with the example you just gave of the deaf child in school that had a sign teacher and it's like it's normal, so we just shrug, everyone dealt with it.
It wasn't
all
child.
All right. But the point is, it's very easy to diagnose somebody as deaf.
Yeah.
And now they've been diagnosed as deaf, here's what we do to counteract that. We put somebody that does sign language at the front of the class so they can learn like everybody else. If it's something else that is not so easy to diagnose, there could be another thing that we could do for that child or these children with this thing. that we could do to level the playing field. Because if you go as a deaf person to a class where people are talking and you can't read lips, or it's harder for you to read lips at the speed that the teacher's doing it, or when everybody else is raising their hand and talking to the teacher, you can't hear and see what they're saying. It's not a level playing field. So what people are saying is, yeah, we need to diagnose these things so that we can level the playing field. This is somewhere I can kind of change the subject. It's a lovely segue to something else. So I'll touch on that. I might come back because I don't know if I'm ready to finish this, because I just know I'm not prepared to deal with this thing the way that I would like to, because I would want to be empathetic. I want to be good with this stuff, but I realise I feel like an old school African when I'm dealing with this kind of thing, and it's one of the things where I want to be a bit more new age, a bit more, not completely, but a bit more new age.
So before we go off it, then. You already said that you may think that you may be on the spectrum with some things, yeah?
Potentially, but I was told I wasn't.
What about you?
Me?
Do you think that you would be on the spectrum of something?
I did think it at one point, and I did go on to look into it, not in terms of getting tested, but in terms of actually looking at the test and what they look for and all those kind of things. And I realised that I probably don't qualify.
What about you?
I don't think I'm on the spectrum.
Okay.
And you did?
I think if I went to go and do one of these mental test things, I think that might say I was a psychopath.
I know what you're saying.
Social.
So I'll give you this one.
Maybe, yeah, sociopath or psychopath. What is it?
So there's a thing called emotional dysregulation.
Emotional damage.
What's that?
Emotional damage. You ever heard that before?
I've heard people say it. I don't think I've seen the actual thing.
I knew you were going to do that.
Yeah. So there's emotional dysregulation in ADHD, and it refers to the neurological difficulty in controlling the intensity and duration of emotional responses. People with ADHD often experience feelings of all or nothing, meaning minor setbacks cause immediate overwhelming outbursts or meltdowns because the brain's emotional brake, the prefrontal cortex, struggles to communicate with the emotional center, the amygdala. So why it happens, you've got executive function defects where impaired functioning in the brain of the frontal cortex makes it hard to pause, evaluate a trigger and respond proportionately. Then you have dopamine dysregulation where you've got lower levels of dopamine, so it makes it harder for you to regulate the reward and frustration system, leading to extreme impatience or overexcitement. And the big one is rejection sensitive dysmorphia, which is a common experience where criticism or perceived rejection triggers intense emotional or physical pain. So those, again, it's a subset of ADHD triggers and behaviors. So the intensity of emotion going from 0 to 100, those things would potentially qualify. Do you get what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
What?
I might be a sociopath, though.
I might have ADHD by that definition thing that you just read there.
There's too many things that overlap with me, my kids, with everything.
Yeah, but I think that goes back to his point about like where do you draw the line? Because some of this is very, very general. There are a load of people that go from 0 to 100 based on some news that they get, and we would just say that, the person flipped out for a minor thing, but by that it's ADHD.
Difficulty returning to an emotional baseline can escalate minor disagreements into major conflicts. Work and school, minor inconveniences or looming deadlines can trigger overwhelming anxiety.
I don't think any of this applies to my brother.
Sometimes leading to task paralysis or explosive frustration. Prolonged struggles with unmanaged or anger or sadness frequently occur with depression and anxiety disorders. Like, I don't know, there's a lot.
None of this matches me.
Yeah, that's not you.
I just get angry because I don't see the point of waste. Why do you waste time? Like with me, if something angers you, you say what angers you, you get it out and you go on your day. Everyone that wants to harbour their anger, I just do not understand it. And then that's when you see them start stabbing people in the street because they've been angry for 5 years.
Not necessarily they want to. And this episode sounds really poor. I don't know what's wrong with it. But it's not about want to. It's about if you're comfortable. So let's say for you, as a strong, confident man, maybe has no problem in confronting people that have given you issues, whether they're family, colleagues, friends, people you play sports with, etc. Whereas you might have a woman who's short or who's an ethnic minority and sees herself on the bottom of the scale, and it's like, I don't feel powerful enough to challenge X, Y, Z. And I'll take it home with me, and I'll take it to wherever. I'll take it into my relationship. I'll take it to my friendship group, and I let it out in a positive way where it's like, I need to get this off my chest, or I'm just there snapping at my kids when they haven't even done anything wrong because I couldn't snap at my boss or my colleague or something.
This gives you power over me?
So you can say, I don't see why you don't just challenge it at the time, and some people will be like, I'm too afraid to challenge it.
Yeah, but you don't. You don't have to do it with venomous anger. You could just say, this thing, like, something happens. You could just say, I don't like this.
Yeah, but I'm scared of losing my job. So I could just say,
okay, but you don't have to be. But then you in your job, fair enough. But then in your personal life, you can do it. Maybe.
Okay, all right. I could tell my partner I don't like it when you chat to other women and it gives me a slap.
So are we swapping ends today?
That took a turn.
What are you talking about?
You go to the extremes of everything.
No, you say these are extremes, but this is what people are going through every day. Lots of people, people that we both know. So no.
But then in my head, I'm like, so okay. Again, maybe you're right.
The empathy thing.
Maybe I have a privilege that I am not acknowledging because of my size and my confidence. Because if I was in a case where I felt like I couldn't say something I say it to my wife all the time. I'm not scared of you, though. Like there's times that she will say something. Oh, you didn't want to. Like she will say something like, oh, you don't want to say this, or I was like, I'm not scared of you. If I want to say something, I'll say it. Because she might say to me, it could be something ridiculously silly, like, was you all right with the food or something like that? I'll be like, yeah, I was all right with the food. Are you just saying it? I'm not scared. If I want to tell you I don't like the food, I don't like the food. Why would I not tell you that I don't like the food? But then I have to remember there's people out there that will, just because of your own feelings, will tell you that they like the food when they don't like the food.
And yeah, that might not be a fair thing. It might be I'm trying to protect your feelings.
Yeah. Whereas with me, I'm just like, in my head, it's like, I'm not scared of the person.
I don't care about your feelings.
I don't care about your feelings. You asked me a question. I didn't go out of my way
I'm joking.
That leads into the sociopath thing.
No. I'm not a sociopath at all. Because now when I'm reading that, I was only two things that made me sound like maybe it said superficial charm that can be you can be highly charismatic, manipulative, and persuasive. Yes. And then it says
I wouldn't say that. You're charismatic, yes, but the rest, I don't think you use that for manipulation.
You don't know me enough to know whether or not my powers is useful. At work, I can be very manipulative and persuasive if need be. I would just want to do it with my personal people, but I am the type of person that if I need to get something, I'm going all out to get what I want.
Because you listen to the podcast when you're not on it.
Yeah.
And you've heard him say, I'm not going to say, I was trying to give it to you to actually say it from your own mouth. But you've heard him say, if I want something, I'll do what I need to do to get the thing I want. I just want what I want. I want the end product. What do you think that is?
No, I hear that, but maybe because I went to the extreme. Like I went to like completely detrimental things to other people, which I don't think that is what...
He might do it for your benefit. But if I have to manipulate you to save yourself, then I'll do it. Where some people might be like, I'm more of the let you learn your own lessons. I'll talk to you, and if you don't want to learn, wash my hands. My brother's like, if I'm gonna save you, if this is saving you from whatever it is, saving some money, getting your heart hurt, whatever, I'll do what I have to do, man. Because
I stand corrected.
Yeah, and then it says after it says lack of empathy, but I don't think I have a lack of empathy.
No, you're very empathetic.
Are you though?
I think so.
Sometimes he is, and sometimes he's not.
It depends on the situation, but I think I don't think I have a lack of it. I think I can be very empathetic when I need to be. Yeah. But then, so I don't think, lack of remorse. I don't think I have that. Mm-hmm. I don't think I'm very impulsive. In fact, I think I'm the opposite of impulsive.
What are you doing, sociopath or psychopath then?
This is sociopath.
Okay.
I'm not deceitful, and I don't have a disregard for the law.
These are the ones that
most CEOs are sociopath. They found a gene for it. They called it the founder gene. The murderer gene. They called it, but they found that the murderer gene is the same one that has a lot of these serial killers and stuff that are in prison. They share the gene with CEOs and leaders of companies, and they turned out that the experience of their life is what determines which way they're going.
For you to be a serial killer, you have to be able to plan and plot. You have to be able to go through and execute your plan, and you need to make sure that you can do it more than once.
And
you escalate as well, right? You start small and then
potentially,
usually because you
kill. They start with animals and bugs and things.
You get you can't deal with just it. You need to step up.
Yeah.
You also once you get to a certain point where most people be like, even if you were that way, we killed ants and mice. At some point, your brain tells you that's enough. The person that wants to step up is like, well, where the normal man stops, I keep going. These people that are trillionaires and multi-billionaires, like, they don't stop. They keep going. They keep going. I agree with you completely.
That's what I'm trying to say. If you look at the plan of how they get to where they get to, that follows the same way of a CEO.
So there's a pivotal point where they switch between murderer and CEO.
No. What happens is
it's the tree analogy.
So if you're doing two lanes, what happens is the lane starts off as one lane, and before it splits, the split is deterministic of your life experience. So they found that the ones that turned into serial killers had traumatic childhood experiences, whether it be abuse
divorce or something severe to the child. Okay.
And then the ones that turned out into CEOs didn't necessarily have the same level of trauma in there. Then most of them actually had good backgrounds and good lives.
That's what I was going to say. The socioeconomics probably plays a part.
Yeah,
but not always.
Not always, but they sound most of them. So and then you find that one went that way and one that. Yeah.
So let's take it into a way like you can equate it.
Yeah.
So some people will murder, other people will fire.
Yeah.
Like not everyone can go even as a manager. Some people will find it extremely difficult
to fire somebody.
That's why I don't want to be a manager.
Right? Whereas other people quite happily will get rid of not just one employee,
everybody,
thousands of employees because it benefits just them.
Yeah, that's not me.
Quite happily do it on a yearly basis.
Mm-hmm.
For you to be able to do that, you have to have some form of gene that or something in your brain that switches off.
Yeah,
because I know that I could fire somebody. I can make somebody redundant. I can do all this stuff if I know that they have done something to get to that level.
See, this is the difference, right? This is the difference because we were having this conversation at work. They have this really good thing where you can go up the ladder without being a manager. They've got 2 tracks, right? And someone said to me, "Oh, you're very personable. You'd be a great manager." And I was like, "See, when it comes to this type of like having to like make people redundant or fire people or whatever, if that person has not done something egregious or detrimental, I would find it hard to just like trump up some charges against somebody to make them redundant because all of the emotional things will keep. This person has a family, this person is sick, or this person is this, and I couldn't in good faith go home and lie down and sleep knowing that I made somebody who should still have their job redundant. Now if you ain't good at your job,
that's why women ain't CEOs.
If you're not good at your job or you've done something mad that is warranted or you're shit at your job, that's different. But like, you're not going to have that situation every time you come to fire somebody or make somebody redundant. And I ain't the one.
You made that joke, but I'll tell you now, women are very cutthroat when they're ready.
Oh, very.
They are the worst. But anyway, that's kidding. But anyway, so
he said,
no, because they
I know, I've experienced it. I've lived it. Don't worry.
When they're ready, when a woman's fed up. But anyway, so
or when she's sleeping with someone on the team and he decides he don't want her again anyway, and then we face.
Well, that's a different situation. I've never been in that situation. But you have to get to a certain point where you are able to switch off that part of your brain and say, I know there's nothing wrong with this person, but I need to get my 30% on top of my bonus, and for me to do that, I need to get rid of this amount of people in the company. So I'm gonna do it.
And that's the point. That's the point as well. With the study, they found that there is actually a part of the brain that deals with that emotional thing that is missing in the psychopaths and the CEOs. It's missing, or I should say, turned down.
Yeah, it might not be missing. It might just be.
It's just
and
turned
you probably
down.
find it in other avenues in their life. They're very complete opposite.
Yeah.
Maybe cats or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Don't touch cats.
Yeah.
But human being, chop them down.
Yeah.
No long thing. But cats, how dare you?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It's like the English and dogs, isn't it?
No.
Yeah, you can kill a bunch of people.
Yeah, they wouldn't
kill a dog. It's a problem.
Yeah, and they can kill foxes, but they won't kill dogs.
Yeah.
But they feel like they've got a reason to kill foxes. They don't have that reason in their brain to kill dogs.
Oh, when dog more anyway.
It's the same reason why you could say I got a reason to kill a cow, but I don't have a reason to kill a fox. I mean a dog. Do you know what I mean? It's just that's like a cultural thing, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yes, culture.
So we're going to go into this next thing.
All right. The segue was back when you mentioned should you not treat people differently because you want to treat people the same, and that leads into something along the lines of what Queen Sim. Am I allowed to? Because you're Queen. That's going to be the title.
You can call me.
But you're Queen. But you're Queen Sim. Sorry, Queen Sim. Sorry. Has brought to the table in regards to Kemi Badenoch and some comments.
Kemi Badenoch.
This is due to the past couple of weeks so last week we mentioned the unfortunate circumstance of the person being stabbed to death by the Sikh.
Henry Nowak?
What Queen said.
I think it's Nowak.
But the young man who got murdered and the Sikh dude was found guilty recently, and then that's when they released the video and everyone saw it, and there were riots in the area that the crime happened. Then the next week, or since we recorded last week, something happened in, is it Ireland or Northern Ireland? Which one was it?
Sorry?
Belfast. Is it Belfast?
All right, let's stick with Belfast then.
Sorry, but guys, I was not paying attention.
Yes.
So it came to my, as work thing, but keep going.
Yeah, there was a man was punching another man or stabbing another man or
No,
in the street.
Another immigrant
Yeah.
He stabbed somebody. He looked like he was trying to behead him. Apparently, again, there's video footage. I haven't seen the video footage, but it looks like he's trying to behead him. The dude has lost an eye, and I believe they're still in the hospital with severe injuries. And then there were riots in if it's Belfast, then it's Belfast. I'm not sure.
It's correct. It's Belfast.
Belfast, yeah. So there were riots there. I think twice in a row. The people were going house to house, seeing if there are ethnic minorities in the house.
Yeah.
Ready
Setting houses up. They set a house alight and everything.
And cars. There's one story I heard where they were trying to turn a car over, and the old man came out of the house. He said, "No, that's my car. That's my car." And they said, "Oh, sorry, we didn't know it's yours." And they just went to the next car and started to try to turn over the next car. It's like, so it was just pure carnage. People was just like this rage that people are letting out.
Selective rage.
And yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, the authorities, members of parliament and stuff were saying that it's very much like the Troubles in Ireland. It's like the behaviour is similar.
Well, yeah, because without being too callous about it, them mans are really to spark a beef there. It's historical. It happens. It has happened there in the past. So it's in that regards, it's the same. But one of the news reports I heard was like somebody said that this is the first time they've seen in their lifetime, and they would have been in their 50s or so, that they've seen the Protestants and the Catholics fight together. Like, I've never seen them fight together for anything, but this time they were on the streets together to fight the foreigners.
But
I hate the foreigners.
But what's interesting about that is I saw a woman that was from, I believe she was from East Belfast or something, and she said that she found this very interesting because there were notices going around saying that roads would be blocked off and all this type of thing, and she felt like it felt very controlled. And she was saying that a lot of the people who had come to these riots were British loyalists, and she was saying they're actually not people from the area doing these things. And we've been hearing that a lot of the time when there is like something happens in a specific area, people descend from different areas, call a whole heap and keep like bang larang in an area and then just leave.
Stuff like that's been happening definitely. Even with the last ones that were happening, there were pamphlets being put out or social media posts being put out that at this time we're going to congregate in this area, you need to wear these clothes so that we all look the same, so that cameras can't catch us. People that were even part of the riots that were recording were being aggied up by people, stop recording. We don't want to be
identified.
Yeah. So from when you can do something so quickly, where a police video is put out on Wednesday, for instance, because there was a guilty verdict has come through, and it's now the judge has said I'm accepting this thing to be released, and then by Friday there's paraphernalia that's been put out that we're going to riot on Saturday. Make sure you wear these clothes and yada yada yada. And some people are saying, it does seem a bit strange because everybody's vexed in the community, but not everybody's like thinks this is the case. Especially when, in both cases, the family of the people that have been attacked have said
we don't want anybody, we don't want no, and that's what a lot of people are saying. Like it feels very controlled. And there was a white guy that came on LBC that basically said, everybody comes out and talk about, we're protecting Britishness and stuff. And he was like, there has been 30 women in a 2-year period that have been murdered, killed, raped, attacked, all these things. He was like, it's all white women and it's all been done by white men. There's been not one riot. He goes, 2 immigrants do something, fair enough, it's bad. To 2 white people, all of a sudden you're descending on the streets and you want to kill everybody. So he was like, it's very, very selective about what we're doing. So
one of them is not even an immigrant. The Sikh dude, his parents were born here. Even.
You mean the person that's been attacked, not the attacker?
The one that
And the one that got attacked is not English either. He's Polish,
but he was born
Polish.
here.
He was born. But okay,
both parties were born here.
Regardless,
and white.
Regardless, it only allows to be born here suddenly that it matters before, because it never mattered to them before.
And it doesn't matter when it's us.
Yeah.
When you got liquor colouring, because what would have been interesting is if it was 2 Asian people, what would they have done?
They'll say, look at these brownies killing each other.
They call it chimping out. They're chimping out. That's what they like to say these days.
Oh, about that one.
My algorithm is messed up, bro. I just see so much racism now. It's ridiculous.
Chimping out.
Some people just leave an
you're
X,
monkey.
You're just an X. Maybe you need to leave X.
I need to go back to my followers only.
I tried to do that but back in the day before I stopped using it. And it kept saying no.
You can. You got two things. You can click on one side.
And then it would always. I said
that's because
I want the default to be that I just see my followers.
Yeah, Instagram does it as well. It would re-default you to jibber jabber. I don't see anything from my friends anymore. I just see nonsense and ingredients.
Yeah, looking at things you're not supposed to be looking at.
No, like just like we, like you say, all of a sudden there's just massive amounts of violence.
Violence.
on my timeline, or like just massive amounts of weird things. Like I saw all of a sudden like all of the white men in America like trying to antagonize black people, and they were getting molly-whopped. That I don't mind.
Well, do you heard about the Chud the builder?
That I don't mind.
You've heard about him? Do you hear about this Chud the builder guy?
No,
or Chud. So he's basically a streamer, right? And
is he the one that who tried to shoot?
Well, he didn't try. Yeah,
he shot someone and then he got pow-powed.
Yeah. Well, no, he got beat up okay. So he goes around basically antagonizing black people in a state where you can hold a gun, so he can do the stand your ground law. That's his whole thing of doing.
And he streams himself doing it.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's looking to get shot, isn't it?
It's just ridiculous. But anyway, eventually, I think outside the courthouse, him and a black man got into something. He antagonized the black man. The black man went to attack him, and he shot him. He didn't kill him, I don't believe. But then now, obviously, he's been arrested. So he's been arrested. He's going to court at the present moment in time. They have denied him bail because he's like, well, I should get bail. Basically, things that he believes that most people would get, especially white people would get, he's not getting because the man's like, I've seen what you're doing. Like, I'm not giving you bail because there was a lot of money that was raised for him by the far right movements that, they're like, you can't use that money to do anything. That money can't be used. And you're not getting bail anyway, even if you could use it. So he's in prison and waiting trial and all this type of stuff. But this is the type of madness that is going on in the world at this present moment in time.
Yeah, and it's on the rise as well because because my algorithm is messed up, there was a black family that was just having like a get together on their lawn, and a white neighbour drove past slowly, started shouting the N-word and all kind of things, and then drove back with an AK-47 and just started licking shots off in the lawn. And like you can literally see footage of like the family just trying to like get all of the children in the house. There was a woman who's like, I'm 70 years old and like never in my life have I had to lie on a floor like trying to save my life. But he messed up because the black man is a Marine and went in his house and got a gun and licked off a good couple of shots, and now the man is in the white guy who was licking shots off at everybody is now in the hospital with severe injuries. I think he's going to make it, but he's going to get locked up.
Good for him.
He's going to get locked up. But what I don't understand is they're very, very emboldened. Well, I do understand it because America's a mad place right now. They're very, very emboldened, but they are very, very surprised when the law is not on their side.
Because it's always put on their side. It's like here.
But they're doing dumb stuff because like... How dumb do you have to be a streamer and film yourself antagonizing a black person and then be surprised when you shoot a black person?
Because he believes he's going with the law.
But he's not. If you're antagonized, because that invalidates the whole claim. You antagonize somebody.
It might not do.
It might not do, and it hasn't done in the past.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know.
So let's talk about this other case now with what's this guy's name? I forgot his name, man. I forget his name. But it's an American black boy that's gone to jail for basically
Karmelo Anthony.
Karmelo Anthony, that's it. But basically he's gone to jail because I think he was at a graduation or something like that. Or something, or an event.
Weren't this like a track event or something? Maybe he was at an event.
Maybe. And he was sitting down on the chair and these two twin white boys approached him. Apparently they were antagonizing him. They were...
Carmelo's black.
Yeah. He was sitting down. They was antagonizing him. They was basically bullying him. That's what people are saying. And at some point in the thing, he just stabbed one of them. I don't know if they were hitting him or they were fighting him, but he stabbed one of them. Unfortunately, that boy died. He's now gone to court. This happened maybe 2 years ago. He's now gone to court.
He's been tried as an adult.
Yeah, it's basically all been wrapped up in a couple of days. He's been found guilty. He's going to jail for life. And a lot of black people are like, he was sitting down. They were over above him. He felt you know when they said that you feel what's it called? You feel threatened. He responded like a lot of white people have done in the past. Like I was just talking about the guy that was running after the boy and shot him in the back. Why is it suddenly that this one now is going to jail for life and he's not being seen as to be standing his ground or whatever? That law doesn't exist with this one, but but it would have seemed to be the case that for.
Yeah, what state was it?
I can't remember.
Texas.
Yeah, well there you go.
Well then you should be able to. I'm pretty certain that's great.
Sentenced to 35 years for killing a fellow student at an athletics event.
Yeah, it was a
so
track event.
Everyone's like, it's even to the point where people are just like, even if you wanted to trial him for manslaughter, that's fine. But you're saying that he attempted to murder this person. He premeditated murder. Basically, he was there to murder him
because he had a knife, but the knife or the type of knife that he had was not something that was uncommon for somebody to have at these events because they're out there for like a really, really long time. He might have been using whatever it was to cut fruit or whatever. Like it's not uncommon that's what they were saying at the original time, because it wasn't like he just had this knife and stabbed somebody or whatever. Either way, like even the fact that like they waited a certain amount of time for him to be 17 so that he can be tried as an adult it's all very, very, very nasty, and it's unfortunate.
Yes, but let's leave the States and go back to Ireland, because I agree with you what you're saying, especially in Ireland as well. There is not to put it on the Irish, but I was again reading the stats like you, and there is so much stuff about domestic violence.
Yeah, like
so much about domestic violence, and there was so many cases of white men doing madness to these women on the street.
Yeah. The protect our women is only when it involves an immigrant.
Yeah.
We can beat rape, pillage, do whatever, sorry, trigger warning, to all of these people, and that's absolutely fine. You can't do it though.
There was even this weekend, did you hear about the 70-year-old girl that got stabbed in the neck?
17?
Mm-hmm.
No.
So a man was walking the street, stabbed this 70-year-old girl in the neck.
Yeah.
Right? Out of nowhere, not just walking on video, you can see it. At first, everyone was again, oh, look at this. Again, the immigrants are stabbing. Blah, blah, blah. I didn't even know what the guy was. He just looked a bit, he could have been white. He could have been something else when I saw it.
Could have been creamy.
Could have been anything, yeah? I just knew he wasn't black, yeah? So anyway, look at this immigrant. Look what he's done. This, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. He's getting his kill. They're doing to our women, our girls, this, that, and the other. Tommy Robertson, all of the people coming out to do their tweets, do this, that, and the other. Shout out to Little Bizzle.
Mm-hmm.
They found out that the girl was Pakistani British. Sadly,
no one cares.
No one cares. Yeah.
No one cares.
Because that's what the guy said. The guy said that a white woman beheaded a Sikh woman apparently at some point in time. He goes, "There's no outrage." Like
even the Russian girl that went and got stabbed up all the students the other day.
Yeah, but don't you remember there was
you don't know about that?
I told you.
None of this.
I told you one student. My algorithm is mad.
Is pumping this into
this is in England, This Russian girl in school stabbed about 3 different people.
Didn't know.
I didn't know about you.
And there was what happened the other week as well. There was a guy who raped and assaulted a Sikh woman because he believed she was a Muslim.
Yeah, that one.
And what that was meant to make it. That was meant to make it okay.
LBC. I heard that one.
Like, and once again, no outrage.
Can I? I still want to go back to where the segue is, because it was actually that's fine.
We went down a horrible tangent.
No, because it's there. It's part of it. Queen Sim's point about we can do it, you can't. I agree with it. In terms of, I will have more of an issue with you doing something than me doing something, and whoever me is or us. In fact, I have more of an issue of you doing something than us doing something. I think it's natural, it's common, and as much as you might not like it, and as much as you could say it's not fair, and it shouldn't be the case, you want it to be one way, but it's the other way, and that is the way it is. If my brother is doing something, it's different than if your brother is doing something. It's just that simple. Or you disagree?
I don't know. I don't. Whenever there's a crime that happens, I don't ever sit there and think like, if it's a black person, I can be able to rationalize it. I don't ever sit and think that. My first thought is, I hope this person isn't black.
Yeah.
Right. And then secondly, when they're black, I don't go, oh well, that's all right then. I'm just like, this you're ruining it. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, that's what I think.
All right.
Them man, they don't think that.
put yourself now in a black country, because you're not in a black country. You don't live in a black country. Put yourself in a black country and the crime happens. And this is what happens when you're the default. When you're the default and the crime happens and it's like, oh, I hope she doesn't die. I hope he survives, whatever it is. That's it. That's your initial thought. I'm as a law-abiding person, I hope this crime doesn't hurt that person too badly, and I hope the person that perpetrated the crime gets their comeuppance. End of. Then when you find out that the person that committed the crime is something that is not of your own, and they committed the crime on something that you count as your own, then unfortunately your brain it clicks into, oh, so that person did something to one of my people.
I'm glad you put it that way, because if you had said it was a black person that did it or a white person that did it, the crime, as black people, unfortunately, we've been conditioned to not look at them that way. Black people are not conditioned. In those countries, the black countries, if a white person does something that is against the law, it's not looked in the same way as a white person doing it in a black person doing it in a white country. Because unfortunately, for a lot of black countries,
white people are on a pedestal.
Yeah, we still put white people on a pedestal. I won't blame every white person for what that one white person has done. We're not going to go and burn down every white person's home. We're not going to go and find every white person that we can see in the street and go and slice their faces. Yeah. And we'll do it with another black person. But also xenophobia.
We're also like smart enough to be able to like put things in boxes.
No, we're not.
No, some of us are, right? Because if I'm back home, yeah, and we've got like, I don't know, let's say somebody from another Caribbean island is in the country. Let's say 3 murders occur and it's 3 other people from this Caribbean island. I wouldn't sit there and be like, send them all home. Because what if I'm interacting with 6 other people from this country and they're law-abiding citizens and they're actually really, really like good people or whatever? We have a tendency to judge the person. We don't judge because if we really wanted to judge black people in general,
disagree.
That's what I'm saying. I don't agree with that.
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
I think black people in general, because if the shoe was on the other foot, then we everywhere there is black people, we should be bunning down absolutely everything.
I don't actually believe you believe what you're saying. So are you saying that in your time as a black person living and working and congregating around black people, you haven't heard black people be racist to Asians, to Eastern Europeans, to whites? That them people don't clean themselves. Then people only do this. People only do that. Then people eat nastiness. Then people, of course, people categorize and
I've heard people say other things. Right, but one thing is different. We're talking about like the things that we do to other people based on the example that you've given, right? Which is that I've done to a white person, an immigrant has done something to a white person. Then people have decided to go and riot and kill everybody and do all kind of foolishness. Right. Black people don't do that.
That's to white people,
right? We don't do it to white people, but I also
because South Africa will tell you different.
Okay, I stand corrected.
And other countries with xenophobia will tell you different. And tribal wars will tell you different.
Where did the Ghana go home bag come from?
Okay, I remember I used the example of the Caribbean. I'm talking about that doesn't happen. Correct me if I'm wrong, people in the Caribbean. Like you don't have this whole send all these people back and riot in the street type of thing.
I don't know about riot in the street, but I'm pretty certain there's other Caribbean countries that what Jamaica's got.
I'm sure Haiti's in a disrepute right now because they did exactly that and they're being punished by the whole world for it. Rightly so.
Right, but like
as in when they try to get rid of people.
Yes.
My point is, I disagree with your whole fundamental thing. Basically, I just disagree with what you're saying.
You're entitled to.
No, but I'm telling you that the facts will tell you that you're wrong. People, whatever color they are, they do this. This is normal. This is natural. You cause us grief. We want you gone because maybe the circumstances with just rioting here or just doing this might be a bit different here, there, or everywhere. But the premise of we have an issue with this community because this community has,
or religion, sorry, as well.
But that's a community. I'm saying community to just make it nice and blanket. This community has done something that we, the natives, or we, the people that are the masses, don't like, and we want this community gone, or we ostracize this community, or we do something to this community. Is natural for every community in the world.
The only difference,
I don't believe I didn't say that wasn't correct. I'm talking about how we respond to that. It's not in the violent nature.
No, it's sometimes in the violent nature. But this is what I'm saying. But
how many times out of 10?
A lot. But I'm talking more like Africa, and I'm talking stuff like religion and tribalism.
Yeah, but remember, my example was the Caribbean.
Okay, that's fine. But I don't know enough about the Caribbean to say that. Yeah. But when you say black people, the mass majority of black people is in Africa, so that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and in that regard, I'll stand corrected on that point.
African civil war would have had stems of this.
But the problem I have with what I agree with you and what I say you're right, it's never against white people.
Yeah, and
white people can come and do anything,
and that's the point. Like, it's,
yeah, but that's to do with defaults, isn't it?
I didn't say that it's not, but I'm saying they can come do anything. They can come do this. They can rape your children. This, that, the other, blah, blah, blah. And it's not necessarily that they'll kill that one white person. Doesn't mean they're gonna go and then try and kill every white person in the whole of the region that they've seen there. If that makes sense.
So that's the difference. So in the psychology of the European mind, there is a default that people are bad. Yeah, there's a default set of bad people. Do you get what I mean? And I don't think black people have that for white people.
And we should, because we've got every right to. History has shown us that we have the right to do exactly that, right, or behave that exact way.
I don't know about right, but maybe justification.
Okay, justification.
Yeah.
Semantics, but we don't do that even when we have the ability to do that, right?
Yeah, I guess.
And that's my point. I think for us as a people, it's layered because of our history with the colonizers. But yeah, But it's a default that works for everybody who isn't black, because the same thing would happen in India as well. Yeah.
I think you're saying that there's the reason we might not do it against the people that run the world is because they run the world, and there's repercussions.
And I think the reason why a lot of these people do, well, not necessarily the layman, but I think a lot of the reason why people behave this certain way when it comes to other races and get them out and do it, it's because they know their own history and what they've done. They know how easy it is for you to go and colonize the country, tell it to your thingy, and you become the person that's the bottom.
That is a good point.
It's fair, isn't it?
It's how can I put it? Yeah, anyway, hopefully that makes sense for people. I was trying
guilt-based fear or whatever it is.
Basically, yeah. Well, we've done this in the past. It can be done.
I'll give a better example is, an example that makes sense to everybody is you cheated on your partner a few times. Yeah, you've reformed yourself now, but you did it a while ago.
And the pundit, you reformed yourself.
Yeah. And there are traits of what there are traits of what you were doing whilst you were doing the nonsense. So you maybe not picking up the phone or wearing different cologne or change of this or you started doing this and that.
To all of those
and then so now you're sensitive to it. So then you see it in your partner. This same thing. You used to pick up the phone every time I called you. Now you don't pick up the phone. Oh, you change your clothes. If I now, because of what I saw in myself when I was doing the nonsense, it looks like you're doing the nonsense, and I may overreact to you just all of a sudden being a bit more busy at work or just wanting to buy a new wardrobe. And I see things in yourself that when I'm looking in the mirror. So now I'm overprotective.
And then, as far as the example you gave about the minorities in a black country are concerned, I think Idi Amin is an example of that with the Indians, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where he actually got rid of
the Asians in general.
Asians in the country, and partly because of their way. Well, I don't know if it was directly because they were Asian, but
it's because they were Asian
interacting with the economy in such a way that.
Yeah. How many times has that happened in regards to how many times it's happening to us?
But I would like to congratulate you on that example, because if it's not black versus black, because there are tons of them. Maybe not in the Caribbean, but in Africa, there's tons of them. There's stuff going on right now. There's wars that right now. It's black versus black or black versus brown. In this case, the example you gave is maybe to my point, is that for whatever reason, whether it's that inferiority complex or whether we just understand our place on the social hierarchy in terms of if you're Haiti or Cuba and you've attacked the whites, and right now we're on your back for good. Like we're trying to make sure that your society, your economy is dead.
Yeah, you would never
because of something you did 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 years ago. It's like, we know if we attack the whites, they're on our neck for good. And are we strong enough to actually deal with this? This is something we have to think about. But the Asians, we can get them out of the country. Round yourself stuff up and get out. So there's that. Look at what's happening now. Do you know of all the people that have come to America in terms of what's it when
you see
like when you're
coming to America,
leaving persecuted country?
Asylum seekers.
Asylum seekers.
Yeah.
Guess where most of the asylum seekers illegally in America are from in the last year?
Ireland.
South Africa.
South Africa.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I just wanted to say the Irish.
All the wars and stuff going on.
But they're white ones, aren't they?
Yeah, of course.
But Elon.
Yeah, but they left as well, haven't they?
What do you mean? They've left America?
Yeah.
I don't know where they've gone, but my point is...
Some of them have left. I saw a headline. I didn't get into it, but they were saying that there's a large percentage of South Africans that went from South Africa to America after Trump was talking his talk.
Yeah.
Specifically around that time when he was saying that white people are being persecuted in South Africa. They went to America. And then they have since repatriated because the conditions for them in America weren't great enough.
That's the same thing happened with what's these people? What's the link to these people?
Yeah?
What's the link to these people then?
Ukrainians.
That happened with the Ukrainians.
Yeah, when they came here, they were like, "Oh, we have to live amongst other people."
Nah, fam, we're going back. They said they'd rather go to the war, bruv, than deal with London.
The point being,
South End.
Of all the places, with all the wars, all the people that can asylum seek,
South Africans.
We don't actually have a reason.
I was watching the video today where the South Africans are doing the xenophobia. The white people was clapping it and applauding them and saying thank you for getting rid of these foreigners. I said, oh my God.
Yeah.
I said, this is the world that we're living in, where the whites are thanking the blacks for getting rid of the foreigners in the country where you did apartheid.
But there's a South African woman on the on Instagram, and she was basically saying, she was like, when you, and she was saying exactly that she was like, look at what our freedom fighters are probably rolling in their grave at that exact thing. And she was like, you will not know the damage you have done until these people have hold of this country again the way that they did. Because remember, they still white people still own a mass amount of South Africa. They're like 7% of the country in population, and they hold the biggest majority.
Don't let Elon start buying up the land with trillionaire status now. Don't let Elon just start coming to buy up the land. But it's all, anyway, as I said, for me, it's just everyone is on this far right political madness at this present moment.
Yeah, everyone's moving.
And this
right.
England is just doing a nonsense, and you can just see the differences between how people are behaving in the way that, even when they talk about, oh, you lot was rioting, we could never write the way that you lot is writing, because you lot are just dashing things that police do, and the police are just standing there. Anyhow,
I don't know if
no, but that's a point, because remember when in 2020 when everybody was doing protesting about George Floyd, they tried to say that those protests were riots, right? And they what's her name? Priti Patel was putting in things to basically say that if you are caught doing certain things, that you will get locked up, and that was all being put in place based on, because of that this was about George Floyd. Nothing has been put in place for these people.
And these are on a mazine, bro.
They're on a mazine. Imagine that. Listen, this is why I need to come off the internet, because one auntie, I think she was Ugandan. She said they set alight at her house, and she said the only thing that she was able to get was her passport, her uniform, because she's an NHS nurse, and one other thing she was able to grab before the whole house went up in flames. She said she's got letters from her children that they wrote to her when she was leaving Uganda, and she's like, now they're burned up in the house fire. And even a white man had to come on the television and basically say, imagine that woman was she was concerned about having a uniform so that she could go to work to help probably the same dirty people that burned down her house.
You know what I find very interesting about what you just said? You said the uniform, but in this country, I guarantee you, if black people were getting burnt, their house was getting burnt down, and the white person was getting burnt down, the next thing, the white person is not drawing for their passport. That shows you how important a passport is to an immigrant.
Yeah.
It's important. That's the most important thing. I'm prepared to burn up my whole self to have that passport. And shows you the levels of importance that is. But even when you're going I was watching another video where this Nigerian guy was walking back from work, yeah? And an Irish guy, this again was in Ireland, was calling him the N-word, antagonizing him, trying to get him to react, trying to do this, trying to do...
These algorithms.
All right? And the thing that was making me laugh, people in the comments like, this guy's coming back from work. He's not even the people that you're talking about that started steal the money from the country. He's working, and you're still got a problem with him. What has he done to you?
How do you know he's coming back from work?
You can see him, and he's wearing a uniform that you can see he's coming back from work.
Yeah.
And he's like, why is it him that you're antagonizing that you can see he's coming back from work? Yeah?
I don't see what difference that making.
Because their whole point is that you are illegal immigrants coming into this country and
taking
doing
our
this.
jobs as well.
But then I haven't heard them talking about taking their jobs. I've heard most of them talking about
protect our women.
Yeah, women, and you lot are just taking all the benefits.
And
scoundrels. You're
you have heard the jobs because you even argued that if we didn't do the jobs, you wouldn't be doing these kind of jobs.
Yeah, but that's not in this particular one that's happening recently now. I don't really hear that.
Yeah, so a lot of it is about our women.
It's not safe for them. You're not safe, basically.
Yeah, but my point, I don't see which part of this is. I don't. For me, I want to win the argument. And if the argument is that there's no crime in your country, you'd be like, of course there's crime. So then, what's the point you're making? Is that crime is the fault? The crime blankets itself out until somebody else that doesn't look like me, doesn't smell like me, it's not meant to be here, does the crime. That's the difference. Every country you go to, there's going to be crime. Every major city, there's going to be crime. But if the crime is done by the people that live there, work there, and are native to the country, then it cancels each other out. So we're not talking about that. We're talking about the people that are not meant to be here and do it, or the people that don't look like us and then do it, or the people that we don't want here and then do it. Because it's like, it's one thing for me to not want you here, and you do your job, you pay your taxes, and you keep your nose clean. Yeah, I can complain, but at least everyone can some people are going to look at me in the pub and be like, what are you complaining for? They're just going and doing their job. Yeah, but then if you cause a crime, then they're like, well, you're right, mate. You kept talking and we were defending him, but they've now they're doing crime. So that's the difference.
I'll be very interested to see the statistics of people from the Britain that have done crime.
From the Britain.
No, but they do crime all the time. All they got to do is
you said crime somewhere else.
Yeah, and listen, all they have to do is go somewhere for the Euros.
Go Spain one time. They have bear crime.
Yeah, the fact that people are willing to ban those people from coming to their country during World Cup tells you everything you need to know. Look at when it was Qatar, when we had to go was it World Cup in Qatar? Them man, why can't we drink in Qatar? Because first of all, them man, they don't drink, and we know what you lot do when you get a bit of drink in your system.
So you're stereotyping the people too?
It's only a stereotype if it's not true. This is fact. Them man then
stereotype is true. It doesn't matter if it's true or not.
They go on holiday and they do not know how to behave themselves, right?
But then you're also talking about a minority as well.
Yeah,
she may be talking about minority, but there was mass migration. I don't know if it's illegal or legal though, of Irish people in America.
Yeah.
What's your point?
Do you think none of them did any crime?
No,
a lot of it was organised.
When you say mass
like there's bare immigrant. I don't know what type of
about now or before.
In general, now and before, there's mass Irish contingency in America.
Okay,
yeah, but that was
so. Then now, if
they were criminals,
but if the Irish people do something now, are they going to go and start screaming the Irish have done this?
Because they've now been integrated as white.
They won't do it. They won't be saying the Irish done this, the Irish done that.
Well, they do, kind of do. But not in the same way they're going to do it. They're not like, get rid of them. Yeah. They did it before.
Yeah. And same with the Italians.
I mean, I know blacks, not Irish, no dogs.
That's here.
That's here. That's not in America.
That's not in America.
Yes, but don't get me wrong. Yes,
I'm talking about they go to other countries and do their own shit, and then now they're trying to tell people in their country you can't come and do shit. That's what I'm saying. They know what they do. That's why they're saying that other people.
Okay, you're doing that comparison.
But like,
all right.
It's like Australians as well. Australians, they got this like zero tolerance policy and all kinds of stuff, but all the stuff that they've got zero tolerance policy on is the shit that they used to do.
Yeah, but like over the years, like America has like changed what they define as white, right? So wasn't there like there was a case or something where a man highlighted about what color Jesus was, and because they didn't want to have to say that Jesus was Middle Eastern, they said that Jesus was white, and that's how Asian people were able to say that they were white in America.
Yeah, I've heard this one.
Right, so like the Irish are now considered white.
Somebody was fighting.
Yeah.
Somebody was fighting a case.
Someone was fighting a case, yeah.
And to win the case,
he was Syrian, I think he was, or
something like that.
Yeah.
But he was maybe trying to claim. I don't know. Let's
something to claiming it to being able to stay in the country or something. Yeah, I can't exactly what was.
It was magnificent lawyerism from wherever it is.
Yeah,
lawyerism, I said.
Yeah, it was.
What did he do?
Lawfare. Basically, it's like, okay, so I'm going to change it unless somebody fact checks it and actually finds what happened. But let's say I can't be thrown out of this. I've committed a crime and I'm from Syria, and we're saying all Syrians that are not all non-white people that commit crime. So this is a hypothetical now. Are getting kicked out of the country. It's like, no, I'm white. It's like, of course you're not white. You're Syrian. Yeah, you're brown. You're tanned. Whatever it is. It's like, yeah, but Jesus is from exactly where I'm from. Well, what's Jesus?
Oh, and he's shaved.
It's like, well, Jesus is white. Okay, then, all right, all Syrian people are now white.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's basically that. It's I've changed it completely to prove the point, but that's basically what it is.
Yeah.
I did not know this.
Because I worked with an Asian woman and she said something about, in America, I would be classed as white, and I was like, how is that possible? You're an Asian.
Hold on, which Asian are we talking? English Asian or the American Asian?
She was a
East
British
Asian or
Asian, but
South Asian.
she was making a point about.
No, she Indian, Pakistani, Chinese, Korean.
What's the surname Begum?
Oh no, yeah, she's probably Bangladesh.
There we go.
Yeah.
His name is
Bangladesh.
George Shisham. Read it because my eyes are going blurry. I can't see.
In 1909, Shisham applied to be a police officer. Because US naturalization laws at the time only permitted free white persons to become citizens and hold public jobs, his lawyers and the Arab community argued his case in court. To prove his whiteness, his lawyers asked the judge a clever rhetorical question. Who is your Lord and Saviour? When the judge answered Jesus Christ, they pointed out that Shisham was from the exact same region as Jesus. Shisham famously declared, "If I am Mongolian, then so was Jesus, because we came from the same land." Faced with the theological and legal paradox of classifying Jesus as anything other than white, the court ruled in Shisham's favour. This set a major precedent, legally establishing that people from the Levant and broader Middle East could be classified as white for citizenship purposes in the United States.
There you go. And so that's what's happened now all the time with Irish and certain other people, certain other groups. They're now just...
That proximity to whiteness thing that they've been talking, again, my algorithm has been hitting on this because recently there's been a lot of
I'm scared of your
white males killing Asian women, their wives.
Yeah. Okay.
And again, people are like, because you have this proximity to white, you think that you're exempt from all of these situations. And a lot of people are complaining about if this was a black person that had killed an Asian person, I'm talking American Asian now, so that's East Asian. Mm-hmm. There would be uproar from the Asian community. But because you are so
enamored with whiteness,
yeah, like you don't want to rock the boat, almost like what Stab was saying again about the whiteness in the country, you're not saying anything about it.
Because they're considered the model minority as well, aren't they?
Yeah. You don't cause any problems. You only kill blacks, basically. And it's been very interesting, the things I've been reading. I just like, this my algorithm and Sky News is killing me.
I still haven't finished my segue.
Oh, gosh.
The segue was from when you said you wanted to basically to treat everybody the same, we must treat people differently. And the reason it's mixed with what Queen Sim was saying is because Kemi Badenoch in the law now, this would have been after McPherson report, after the murder of Stephen Lawrence, and then the facts finding that the police in this country are institutionally racist. That they recently so this is a recent thing with after the George Floyd situation 5 years ago, 5 or 6 years ago, once they reevaluated police internal racist structure, they started putting into, or they tried to put into effect things where you now police people differently. So what the idea of two-tier policing. So in essence, you treat people a different way based on their circumstances, their where they live, their religion, etc., etc., etc. For me, I would call it common sense policing in general, not based on exactly what they might have written down, but based on the fact that who I'm dealing with is how I'm going to treat them. If I'm dealing with an 80-year-old woman with a knife in her hand, it's different than if I'm dealing with an 18-year-old boy with a knife in his hand. It's just that simple. Yes, I'm trying to disarm both of you, and I don't want anybody else to get hurt if you've hurt somebody already, but I can't come at you the same. It's just that simple. So for me, this is what the idea of two-tier policing is for me. Or I wouldn't even call it that. I'd call it, like I said, common sense policing. But what has been coming up with this stuff that's happened recently with in particular with this Polish dude, or the British Polish, that got murdered by the Sikh, and he said, I've been stabbed. But because the police were called in on a report that he had been racist, they ignored him and they handcuffed him and he died there and then. The idea of two-tier policing has come back into effect, and this is why the riots were coming in. White people saying that we feel we're being treated disproportionately poorly because we're white. That is the segue.
Oh.
Because that discussion has been going on and on. Kemi Badenoch is somebody that says we need to dismiss that and everything should be equal. And so that is a new discussion. And it's probably, I wouldn't be surprised if that now comes into play where they say the police should cease doing this type of this. Well, they don't call it that. So I'm trying not to use that term because I don't like it. But we should stop doing this type of thing where we take individual cases and treat people differently. We should blanket it all and treat everyone the same. But my point is, to your point earlier on, where you're saying that, well, if you're deaf, you should have somebody that can do sign language at the front because you can't learn otherwise.
I never said that.
Well, you said that it happened and you thought that was a common sense way of dealing with things and it leveled things out.
I never said that either. Somebody else said that for me. I never said that.
So what did you say?
I just said that it was nice to have somebody because I just basically was saying that I grew up with deaf people in my class.
It was nice to have it.
And it allowed me to kind of have an understanding. Basically the disability now doesn't faze me. If I see people disabled around me or have mental illness and stuff around me, it doesn't, maybe it's not foreign to me.
All right. Okay, my bad then. I would say then that it levels the playing field. It makes things equal because, as I say, let's say men and women are equal, we're not the same. And I've had people argue with me there, and I'm like, it doesn't make any sense to say we're the same because we're not. But I believe we're equal.
I guess my issue with policing in general is that it always disproportionately affects black people, black men specifically. So whatever it is that she's trying to put in place, it goes back to like, I just don't believe her as a person. I don't believe anything that she's saying. I don't believe that when she goes home and she sits down with a cup of tea or whatever, that she actually writes her rhymes. Like I don't believe she believes anything that she's actually saying. So for her, because also I think part of this was also that like she wants to crack down more on stop and search for black boys, specifically. Which
have you identified that she definitely said that?
Sorry?
About stopping and searching for the black boys.
Oh, this is the Kemi Badenoch thing.
I believe she did say that. Staff was going to double check.
Yeah. Sorry, I've just read something. I'm just,
You went to the family group chat.
I was going to find what Queen Sim had sent me, and I saw this thing.
It's a video what I sent you, which is probably about 10 minutes long.
Now you're turning to Mr. Wolf. That's why he's sitting in his chair. That play videos that's half an hour long.
Good to see you again, but I'm going to assume you couldn't disagree more with everything Kemi Badenoch has just said.
Absolutely right. It's so irresponsible to have those sort of incendiary words that she was using. It beggars.
That's a Caribbean, right?
It says Badenoch backs cops, and police should stop and search more blacks. Apparently, that's the title of this video, and it's a news reporter speaking to, I'm assuming, some sort of expert or somebody that obviously disagrees with what Kemi Badenoch is saying.
Because for the last 50 years, where I've been affected around bad policing and bad interaction with the police, we've had so many different reports, McPherson, Scarman, KC report, and even David Lammy, that points to two-tier policing, that we need to narrow the gap. Now, what she wants to do is widen it again, which is unacceptable. We work too hard on the ground, saving lives by getting young people to give up their knives, and also to tackle what we call their red mist in a more constructive way. Now, if you can...
I'm going to just look for the actual statement that...
That don't help what he's... By the way, when he's saying that at the beginning, it don't really help the masses hearing it.
That black self knives.
Black self knives, and helping them to get rid of their red mist. It just sounds like... That's all they're going to hear.
Yeah.
Why do we have to have blacks? Why can't? So the fact is, it's not the case is in the brain of a person that wants to be racist or far right in their brain thinking. They're thinking, well, we don't have to do this with white boys.
So,
but they should.
When
that's the problem.
But no one's complaining about the white
when
boys.
people talk about media trained, that's an example of not somebody not being media trained.
He might be. I don't want to put this on this person, but the way he said it, this does not. From the person that's listening from the outside in, if they're listening with a tainted mindset. Well, why do we need to be spending money on these black boys having to take away their knives, and why they got knives in the first place?
But he might just be very passionate about this because, like he says, for the last however many long, he's been a subject of this, right? So this is, this cuts close to the bone for
I know.
him.
But
so his emotion has probably come to the surface, which means that he might not necessarily be articulating himself the way that he would want.
I'm just saying this how easy it is for you to turn somebody against what you're saying so quickly. But
that's if you're listening to respond and not to understand. And a lot of them gap-toothed people are doing exactly that.
Most people that watch the news are watching for problems, not for good stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Like they want to be able to, misconstrue what they're hearing because it fits their narrative most of the time.
I hate the news, man.
I'm telling you, like, the news that I've been listening to has been more to do with what's happening over in the Middle East.
Apparently, the police deals has gone through now, isn't it?
I think when I left home, they were saying it was they weren't going to get it signed today. Has it happened?
I don't know. Somebody has put in one of my group with my Akis, my Muslim group, that the peace deal has gone through. But then somebody else has rightly said there, it's the same deal that Obama put through in the first place.
Yeah.
You just go back to what was there already. Anyway, let me not start with Trump today because
can I
tonight?
All right, so I found a thing in Queen Simba again. This is what I'm saying. You can't just take this snippet, even though the rhetoric might be the same. It's not what she said. All right, so I'm gonna just try and do a bunch of the quotes that I've got because I can't find the exact complete thing. But blah blah blah. All right, so all these crimes. This is Kemi Badenoch talking about.
Kemi Badenoch.
In fact, let me read the title first. Badenoch criticises McPherson report and calls for more stop and search. Tory leader takes aim at police guidance and says more black boys search means more black lives saved. So this is from The Guardian this week on Tuesday the 9th. So here I'm looking for the bits with the quotation. So all these crimes could have been stopped if people had intervened instead of having a fear of being called racist. Stephen Lawrence's murder resulted in an influential McPherson report, a report that wanted to put right what went wrong with policing in the 1990s. However, in an attempt to do so, it also enshrined a principle in which I believe is wrong, that a racist incident is racist if it is perceived as racist by the victim or any other person. This may have made sense in a different context long ago, but today, when we look at the response to Henry Nowak's murder and the police's acceptance that the murderer was correct when he accused Henry of racism, it's clear that mere accusations are being accepted as facts. Badenoch listed other examples where she felt public bodies, including the police, were prevented from doing their jobs because they were conditioned to see minority status as victimhood. And let me find the bit where, so referring to her party's plans to triple stop and search incidents, she took aim at police guidance that she said explicitly stated people should be treated differently based on their protected characteristics, adding, "I'm afraid it doesn't matter if more black boys are searched because it means more black lives will be saved." So if you want to rejig it, take the jigsaw pieces and say, Kemi Badenoch says more black lives should be searched. You can do that. But she said, "I'm afraid it doesn't matter if more black boys are searched because it means more black lives will be saved," taking into account her plans to triple stop and search incidents across the board.
Would she feel that way if her child was stopped and searched?
What's that got to do with changing, remixing what the woman said?
I'm not remixing what she said. If we know that black boys are disproportionately stopped, if we know that black boys are disproportionately stopped and searched, and she wants to increase that, does that not mean that more black boys are going to be stopped and searched?
That's what she just says. If that's, so be it. She's saying.
Okay, so but why do you only want to do that to us? There is so many.
That's not what she said.
That's not what she said.
So even if it means, as in that's a byproduct. Unfortunately, if I'm saying that 100 people are stopped and searched before my reign, and 300 people need to be stopped and searched after I get in because I want to triple it. And if in that 100, 30 black people were stopped and searched, and you're saying that's very disproportionate because only 4 or let's say 4 or 5, let's make it even, let's round it up. 5 of those 100 are actually black in the country. We make up 4.7% of the country. So 5 would be more, would be representation. 30 out of 100 is a mazine. And you're saying now it's going to be 90 out of 300, and she's like, yeah, so be it. So be it, because that's what triple in. So more black people are going to be searched. I would argue she would say, I'm not happy with the idea that disproportionately black people are stopped and searched. But then I'm pretty sure, knowing the type of person she is, that she'll be like, but if the people that are being searched are because they're in areas where there's high crime, and which is the case, black live in areas where there is high crime, which is the case. And that is because we live in the poorer areas. It's nothing to do with...
do white people not live in poor areas?
No, as in any area where you can name in this country where the population of blacks is significantly more than that 4%, where I say is the average in the country, the crime rate will also be significantly more.
Okay, I understand that, but does that not happen to white people?
I don't understand what you're talking about.
The point I'm making is, right, I am just concerned with the rise of far rightness that's happening in this country and the amount of pandering that she is doing to those groups.
In fact, let me answer your question actually. Let me say Hackney and then some borough up north where the crime rate is zero.
Crime rate.
My bad.
There is no borough up north where the crime rate is zero.
Why not?
Because there isn't.
Okay, very low. All right, I'm picking 2 boroughs. One where it has 50% of the population is ethnic minority, even 60-70, and one where 5% of the population is ethnic minority, not just black, 5. Now, in that borough where it's 5% ethnic minority, the crime rate is very low, and stop and search levels are close to zero. And in the borough where the crime rate is high, stop and search is very high, and loads of blacks get stop and search. That is why blacks are disproportionately stopped and searched. That could easily be statistics. I could go and find the statistics and spit that out to you now. The areas where a lot of crime are is where there are a lot of black people. Not because they are black, because they are poor. And the poor areas are where the blacks are.
But then that all works until you go to Glasgow.
But that's exactly the point that I'm trying to make.
When you go to Glasgow, the same rates of crime
exist,
and the black population is very, very
and the
low.
stop and search doesn't occur.
It will occur, and they will get caught. But the reason it's still going to be disproportionate to the black is because you're in a white country. So even if they make up 90% of all the stop and search, and blacks make up a 10, we are still going to be 3 or point certain times more chance to be searched than whites. Even if that's the statistics, so it doesn't. So you can. So no, I disagree with you. It's not that it makes any difference. It doesn't make any difference. You're in a country full of whites. The minute you start saying we're disproportionate, fine, but that disproportionate just means it's more than 4 point something percent. It's tiny. So once it gets to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10%, yes, we're disproportionately stopped and searched. We are simple. End of. But then you say, oh, right, 75% of the people stopped and searched are white. And you could say, what do I care if 20% is black and we only make up 3 point something percent or 4%? That's a fine argument to make, but don't say that in total numbers white people are not stopped and searched more, because they are. So it doesn't actually change the point whether you go to Glasgow, wherever you go, it doesn't matter. The majority of people in this country that are stopped and searched are going to be white, but disproportionately black people will be, 5 times more times chance to be whatever it is. But because we make up such a small percentage, that disproportionate still doesn't make up the majority of the numbers. I would say that anyway, but just based on that, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just explaining why it is. We need to know why things are. You can fight it, challenge it, argue it, defend it, all of that stuff. But if you cannot fight both sides of the argument, what are you arguing about? Do you even know what you're talking about? I understand why we are disproportionately stopped and searched, and I do believe that racism plays a part in a massive chunk of it. But poverty and location also plays a part in it, and we shouldn't just dismiss it like it's nothing.
Fair point, but she could also do more in that area as well when she chooses not to. She chooses to pander to people that she thinks are going to vote her in who are never going to vote her in.
I think Kemi actually believes what she's saying as well, to an extent.
Well, listen, when they turn on her, I hope she doesn't decide to knock on the community door. But like, it's the doubling down of it, and it irritates me that they always find someone who looks like the people that they're oppressing to do the oppressing.
It's effective.
It's ridiculous, is what it is. Because there is no way. And the thing that's nasty about her as well is that she does use her protected characteristics when she's ready. She'll argue that because I think this
is interesting. I'm waiting for her.
She will argue that we should all be treating people equally, until somebody made a comment about her, and then she was like, oh, as a black woman, as somebody who's black and a woman, so she does know the difference. She knows when to use her protected characteristics to aid her. Her agenda.
I would argue that of all the people in politics, Kemi Badenoch is one of the worst people you can dash that kind of thing at. She's so consistent across the board, so consistent up to the point where even people that hate her have to say, like, okay, reform and what's the other one? Restore. Even apart from that stupid nonsense article they put out to blackmail her. Even they had to say, look at the Conservatives. They're the one that did X, Y, Z. Look at the Labour. They're the ones that did X, Y, Z when we're talking about the police. But then when people talk about the leader of our party, Kemi, has been saying the same thing since she was whatever in power. She was fighting for the same thing then, as she's saying exactly the same thing now. I say, yeah, forget Kemi though. It's like, but she's the leader of the party. You can't say forget. It's like, yeah, but everybody else in your party, you kicked out people from the party for saying the same thing Kemi said. Yeah, but Kemi's the leader now, and she's been saying it for the past 5 years. Kemi's very, very, very consistent.
She might be consistent, but what I'm saying is she has done it, because there is an article where somebody said something about her and she used her protected characteristics to essentially like either gain sympathy or get people back on side to stand with her. So she does know the difference. A lot of what she is doing is pandering.
No, it says here, yes, Kemi Badenoch has used the phrase as a woman and black in public remarks.
She said it.
She has spoken about her experiences, noting in a 2017 interview while she was with the Minister of Equalities, I have suffered too because I am a woman and black. More recently, since becoming leader of the Conservative Party, she has also spoken about the racism she has encountered in the UK politics. In an interview with the Sunday Times, she discussed the personal attack she has faced, stating she always tries to think of every possible explanation for a situation before going to race and racism. So she's mentioned it.
Yeah, but I don't understand what the thing is. Like, has she ever said that racism doesn't exist in the UK?
Yeah.
No, but Queen Sim is saying that she's
used it to defend. I would argue that statement you just read out there is just her stating facts that she said has happened, as opposed to, I'm trying to defend myself. Don't attack me because I'm a black woman or I'm a woman.
And the fact that
I've been disenfranchised, because she doesn't say I've been disenfranchised.
She hasn't said she's been disenfranchised. But
that last thing that she actually said kind of backs what Staph's saying as well, where she says, I've gone to every other avenue before I even decide that it's race.
Race and racismo.
So I don't know, but I'm not backing Kemi for this. I'm just me. As I said, I just don't want Niger to carry last, didn't it? But
she's not Niger though.
Yeah.
Listen, you keep saying that. I'll show you the video where she said, I am proud Nigerian.
What, are you sure it wasn't AI?
It was not AI.
All right, I'm going to do Amanda also before we wrap up.
Are we? Is there one that somebody sent in or something?
Yeah, Wendy sent it.
Okay, but before you wrap it up, shout out the New York Knicks.
Oh, yes, sorry. My nephew did say I had to point out and to say that because he might have had a discussion with you and said they could win, and you said they ain't going to win.
Who? I said they were going to win.
You said they were going to win.
Yeah.
Maybe it was Mr. Wolf. Somebody said it.
How many years is it since they won?
53 years.
Wow.
I said that they're going to win. And my personal, Wahala says, or whatever stuff, people should start putting their money on England winning the World Cup from now.
Because you said they're going to win the World Cup.
Who?
You.
There has been too much madness going on this year with clubs and things that have not supposed to win things, that haven't won for years, getting to the point where they've won it. Now, the Knicks last year got close to winning it last year, yeah? They didn't win. This year they've won. Arsenal for the past how many years have been close to winning the league? They didn't win. This year they've won. Right. England have been getting to finals, semi-finals, this, that and the other.
They've been getting close.
This might be England's year, because this seems to be the year of the people that are getting close. Even PSG. PSG last year they won the Champions League. They have been trying to win that Champions League for 13, 14 years straight. Or something like that. Some madness throughout time. They finally got it, and they've got it back to back now. England might win this World Cup, you know.
All right.
Fucking hope not.
It'd be...
I'm just saying. England might win this World Cup.
They will be insufferable.
It will go with... that's what they said about Arsenal thing. That's what they said about the New York Knicks. And that's what I'm saying. It might happen for England as well.
Yeah, but
and it might even bring... You know what? I'm saying this now. Slap me if I'm wrong. It might even bring peace to this country.
It ain't bringing no peace.
Might have a big piece to this country if you win the World Cup.
If you get the feel good feeling that you got from the Arsenal stuff across the whole of England, you could do.
If Bukayo Saka scores the last penalty goal.
I was about to say, if all the blacks score, is that gonna be all right? Is it gonna like de facto
in fact,
the win?
do you have any Muslim black players that play for England? Because if they score, in fact, Jed Spence, he's a Muslim, isn't he?
Is he Muslim?
I think he might be Muslim, Jed Spence. I don't know. I feel like he might be Muslim.
Let one of them revert to Muslim before.
Hold on, let me just check.
Muslim, you know. Muslimic. He's Muslimic.
Yes. Let one of them revert to Muslim before.
Is he Muslim? No, I know that his name is.
Their first game.
His name is Ancient Kemetic.
If I can do it, you can do it. Just like Muslim kids, any child of any faith. I think he's Muslim.
Jed Spence.
Let Jed Spence score the last winning goal. And this is a Spurs man. It's like, with his wrestler hairstyle, scored the last minute goal. What did I say his name was? Prophet or something like that?
Yeah.
Oh, was it? I forget the whole
Hotep.
Yeah, let Hotep score the last winning goal.
They call him Hotep.
That's his name.
That's his name.
that's
His name is Gangster.
Oh, that's what you were talking about the other day.
Let him score, and then go to the ground and do his prayers, and see if that can bring some peace to this land.
And let the Christians stand either side of him doing their own.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and see what happens.
Unity, like we're all one people in it. You know, we come together.
You'd be surprised what's
that? I don't watch that program with
Diop, Tehutu, Jed, Hotep, Spence.
What's that cartoon?
Real gangster.
The anime where the two of them
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, let them do that with religion. Is that they call it fusion?
It's fusion. That's what they do.
Let there be a religious fusion.
But I'm saying because he'd be surprised it might bring peace to this country if England win the World Cup. But I'm not saying I want it to happen.
Or they might burn the country to the ground.
That's the thing. If they lose now, it's because of the darkness.
That's what the France did. Because imagine when they won, they how many rapes were there and all that stuff?
That's again, and it looked like it looked like. Unfortunately, when I was watching most of the images, it looked like them.
Are we sure?
I said when I saw the images, I didn't say they were the ones that were doing it, but when they show you the images, the only images you will see will be the.
Yeah, but fake news could be fake news.
But again, in this country, there was already problems with people complaining about the fact that the British team look a bit. The English team look a bit too darky for their liking.
That's what I'm saying.
Bit cosmopolitan.
That's why I'm saying that if there's a lot of like people of color on this team and they score the goal, is that going to invalidate the win?
It's have you seen like the majority?
We are very overrepresented in the England team.
And the French. Have you seen the French team?
In the stop and search.
Have you seen the French team?
I haven't paid attention.
That's 90% black, I think, or 80% black.
Yeah.
Same, England is about 70%.
Has been for a while.
Then you got
Anton Griezmann.
Now it's even the German team. I'm seeing bare blackheads there in the German team. Like it's starting to get black clusters starting to. They're just saying, you know what, we're taking
What's the
them.
German final score?
7-1. We're just taking them now. All these European countries doesn't like, you know what? And then, as you rightly said, the Mexico. When I saw Darky in Mexico, I said, "Huh?"
I am saying, somebody pray for Spike Lee.
Yeah, he's had the best year of his life.
I wouldn't be surprised if Spike Lee had some sort of cardiac arrest and killed over because
what happened?
He's a massive Knicks fan.
Massive Knicks fan and a massive Arsenal fan.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And both his teams have won this year in the space of a month.
After decades and decades of waiting.
Oh,
sometimes when you reach the plateau in your life, some people there's a part of their brain, their spirit switches off.
Yesterday in the game,
and it's like I wouldn't be surprised if it's like it can't get any better than this, and something inside switches off, and he just had a heart attack. And Spike Lee at the age of 86 has died, or however old he is.
Yesterday in the game, it was him.
You put that in the universe.
The guy that plays Gustavo Fring from Breaking Bad, and the one I forget the other guy. He's in the Penguin. No, he's in the Batman. He played Carmine.
Yeah,
in the
one that was in.
They're all in Do the Right Thing.
Yeah,
they're all there together yesterday.
Yeah,
watching the game. Listen, I watched the game yesterday. I've been watching
I watched the end of the game.
I've been watching the finals for the past couple of weeks. Yeah, so I mean, it's been one of those things where I wish I was in New York because they are going absolutely. They were worse than you'd ever seen in England.
I knew it was going to be after what I saw happen with Arsenal. I knew it was going to happen with the Knicks.
What was the score?
What the games?
Yeah,
4-1.
Okay.
Yeah, in the series,
4 games to 1.
It was 2-0, 3-1.
But the thing you need to understand about this, because the last game was bad, because it was. I think they won 90 something. But the game before that,
is that the one when Trump was at the game?
No. So the one that Trump won at the game is the only game they lost, and they got booed. He got booed out. But the game after, the Knicks were down by 29 points.
Yeah.
The biggest deficit ever in the NBA's finals.
Are you sure it was not 30?
It was 29.
Okay.
The biggest deficit ever in the.
No, that was 29. They showed the big. Anyway, let's just stick with what you're saying.
In the NBA finals, ever, and they came back and won in the last minute. And you know what made me laugh? Again, all you ADOS guys, it was a Nigerian. That got the last one. British Nigerian as well. Got the last bucket. I was thinking, you ADOS people, you like to be saying that we're not allowed. Look how he's helping you win your league.
What was it, layup or
it was basically okay. So this is what happened. It was the last minute. This is I need to explain the play. Yeah. So if you know basketball, obviously you know you go from one side to the other. One person scores, the possession goes over to the other team, unless you steal possession, and then you go back and forth. Yeah. Everyone understands that. Mm-hmm. So in this last play, or this last couple of plays, I should say, the Spurs were winning Unfortunately, your boys. The Spurs were winning. I think it was like 103 maybe to 100 and
they were up by how much?
They were up by 2.
Important.
No, but no, this I'm talking about the last play.
Right.
They were up by 1 point. Yeah. The Knicks had the ball. The Knicks lost possession of the ball to the Spurs, and at the time there was maybe about 20 seconds left on the clock. Now, anyone that knows basketball, or the people that don't know basketball, you have something they call a shot clock, which I believe is 25 seconds, isn't it?
24 is in my head.
24. I'm even thinking 23. But either way, let's say 20 to 25 seconds. Yeah, you have to have a shot within that time. If you do not have a shot within that time, you lose possession and it goes to the other team. So you can't hold the ball. But he had 20 seconds.
Yeah.
So he could have basically held that ball, got fouled, do anything, to keep that ball for the time. He decided he was going to try and go for a bucket.
24 seconds.
24 seconds, okay. He was going to go for a bucket. He went to go for a bucket and got denied.
Yeah.
This gave and then the possession turned over to the Knicks. The Knicks then had roughly about 15 to 14 seconds left, maybe even less than that. They had possession of the ball. I don't think anybody had any timeouts because usually they'll take a timeout and they'll do a foul, so you have to then go for the free throw or something like that. Anyway, so then they go up to the other end of the pitch. They pass it to Jalen Brunson, who's the captain of the Knicks and has been basically dragging. He's been the Knicks, Mr. Knicks. He's their captain. He goes for a free throw, for a 3-pointer. It comes off the rim, right?
Okay, sounds drama.
And then my boy OG, the Niger boy, came and tipped it in. 1 second left.
Clutch.
In fact, it might even be more than. It might even be 2 seconds left. No, it's more than one. It may be 3 seconds left.
Yeah.
On the clock now. Yeah.
Yeah.
The possession turns over to the Spurs. The Spurs go up there. They get a shot off, almost gets blocked, so it's denied. That there is that I've never seen elation like that from that stadium, because when he shot that, you took me 29 points down. I don't think you understand how you had to turn that over.
The fans' faces? Everybody was in disbelief. Because as you said, this is like a massive comeback. And it was in the last quarter. It's not like they did it from whatever. They came back in like the last third of the game.
Yeah. And they did that. That's when you know destiny is on your side. Even the game before that one, not the game before that, the game before that one, again, the Spurs were winning and they just had to kind of keep possession. And the best player in the league, they call him Wimby Wembyana, he's the best player in the league. They call him an alien because he's like 7 foot tall.
It's a super tall, lanky one.
He's crazy, right? This guy, I don't know what possessed him. He was trying to pass to one of his teammates and he threw it against his back by accident. Yeah. Lost possession. The Knicks scored. The Knicks won.
They were even winning this last game.
They were winning every game.
Have you heard the stats on how long the Nets were actually winning the whole thingy?
The Spurs, you mean?
No.
Oh, you mean the Knicks then?
Sorry, Knicks, yeah.
Okay.
It was like 100 and something minutes. The Spurs, or 500 and something minutes the Spurs, and like 48 minutes or 50 something minutes the Knicks.
It's over the 5-game period.
Yeah. As in they just kept coming from behind
and winning the game.
At the end of the game.
It is destiny, and that's what I'm saying. England might win this World Cup.
After all your long thing,
they don't deserve it.
Why not?
They don't deserve it.
They've been plugging away. Why not?
Out of every team that's in that World Cup, England deserve it, bro.
Okay, let me say this.
Deserve is not the right word, but there's nothing to stop them from.
No. I think the reason why
the country don't deserve the win.
Maybe not, but I'm going by. In fact, maybe last generation. I think that this generation of English footballers, this one that Southgate had and now that Tuchel's had, is probably the best generation of English footballers I have seen, maybe ever.
Maybe. I just want all the people that have been, targeted on that team before, if they've missed a penalty or whatever, to have their vindication. But generally, the country don't deserve it.
Well, apparently, they're already lining up Bellingham to be the scapegoat for everything if England go wrong.
Yeah, because they don't like Bellingham.
Because Bellingham don't play in England and he don't respond for them. You don't care about it.
Yeah, but Harry Kane don't play in England anymore.
But he has been playing for England.
Harry Kane paid his dues.
I pay my dues.
Harry Kane was allowed to go and say, I'm gonna
got my
win something, whatever.
But yeah, the Bellingham they don't like because he doesn't respond for them and he doesn't play in England and hasn't bothered to play in England since Birmingham. So yeah, that's one of his things. But
So is he in the squad now?
Bellingham?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be in the squad. But again, Bellingham
he's cocky.
But the problem with Bellingham, yeah,
he's cocky.
He's cocky.
Yeah, he's
black.
cocky, and he's not only cocky. He plays in a position where two of the shining white boys play. Well, one of them is a quarter cast, but the shining boys are.
Man said.
I ain't heard that term in such a long time.
I don't even know what you. Okay, mixed race. I suppose he's still mixed race.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
This term that's been dashed into the history box.
Man, just
box, you know. Yeah, history box.
Your algorithm is mad.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, innit? Shout out Palmer.
Is Palmer a quarter caste?
Is he a coloured?
I'm sorry, I don't know what quarter caste
is. He a coloured?
But even when he said that his granddad was black or something, even the comments like, "How's your granddad black?" And I was like, "Come on, common sense, like."
From St. Kitts or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
But like, if he says his granddad is black, like, why would people come out to be like, "Your granddad ain't black, you're white"?
Let me tell you something now. There's a wrestler.
My Lord.
There's a wrestler called Sol Ruka. Yeah. Google Sol Ruka, please, if you can. All right. She's a female wrestler. In fact, there's two. Sol Ruka and another one is called Kayana James. But Sol Ruka's the one. If you get a chance to stab, you could just show them.
Sol
Ruka. SOLRUCA. Yeah?
Mm.
When you see this girl, you would never, like most people would never ever think she's mixed race.
Mm.
She just looks like a blonde.
She's passing, yeah.
But her dad's black.
Spell it for me.
SOL space RUCA. Sol Ruka.
Yeah, but that name should have given it away, innit?
What?
That sounds like a black special, the name.
She is passing every test.
Wow.
Aryan Nation.
But her dad's black with dreads. That's what I'm saying. So her dad's black though. Her dad's black.
So that makes sense. There's a group though where there's a black girl, a black woman, and a white man have had twins.
Yeah, one of them is.
One of them is like a very rich dark skin hue, and the sister is white.
Apartheid in the womb.
Like and nobody believes that them two could be, but they look alike, and you know they have similar features, but it's wild. Genetics is a thing, boy.
That's it.
Yeah, yes.
That is it.
That's just wow.
Yeah, genetics is a thing. And on that note, we'll do the Wow. Thank you, Wendy, for always coming in with something.
Big up, Wendy.
Morbid. Because
morbid, raw.
The first line in this, I haven't read it, so I'll never read it when I do the thing, but here we go. My wife died in a car accident last week. We had been separated for a few months because she wanted to be with him.
Oh dear.
They were together for a year and a half. She told me they were genuinely in love. The divorce was not finalized, so legally I own her body. I decide where she is buried and who gets to stand there. We have 2 teenagers. They are a mess. I am a mess too. At one point I was so angry. Now she is gone. The affair partner reached out on social media. He asked about the funeral. He said he needed to say goodbye. He said he loved her. I told him to F off. I told him he lost his rights to grieve when he decided to sleep with another man's wife. Mow another man's lawn. You don't mow another man's lawn. I told him if he showed his face, I would have security throw him out.
Security.
I told him the only reason he is not in the ground beside her is because I have kids to raise.
Oh, good.
He messaged back begging. He said he was there for her when I failed. I read it, laughed, and sent it to my whole family so they could see what a snake he is. Then I blocked him. I am paying for every part of the funeral, the casket, the church, the obituary. I'm using every bit of legal power to erase him from her death the way I wish I had erased him from her life. My kids asked if Mum's other friend would be there.
Wow.
I told them no. I told them, Mum.
Hold on. So this is an affair?
My wife, blah, blah, blah. We had been separated for a few months because she wanted to be with him. They were together.
So she was having an affair.
They were together for a year and a half. So I guess they were overlapping. Then she left him.
Okay. So the picnic might be his.
Well,
the scheme hot today. We had the way down, man.
If they're asking him questions like that, then I'm assuming no. Because they'd be very young. My kids asked if mum's other friends would be there. I told them no. I told them mum made her choice and she does not get to have two families mourn her. Part of me wants him to hurt. Part of me wants him to sit in the parking lot knowing he is not welcome. I want him to feel what I felt. Am I the asshole?
Boy, should have dropped but the Beretta job. Long time we no skiller, man. Circle the ends like a little man.
I'm saying no. You don't owe this person anything, so I'm saying no. Simple. If you still love her and you still want to mourn her and do all that stuff, even though she cheated on you and she left you and she wanted to leave and she's died now, I actually agree with you. She don't have a choice. She don't have a say in the matter. She got kids with you. You still feel I still love this woman or had love for her. I want to mourn her in my own personal way. And ban this dude that came in and cheated on her with me and or with her, like all that. So no, you're not the arsehole. This man, it doesn't mean anything to you. It's nothing. He's nothing to you. But you don't have to cater for him at all.
But what would his wife have wanted?
I just said it doesn't matter what she wants. You cheated on him. She doesn't get to choose. Like no, you should have lived longer.
Okay, so you're saying,
you should have lived longer.
He's saying that he has no thing for it, yeah?
He's not an arsehole at all.
I think he's a bit of a bitch. You know,
potentially, but he's not an arsehole. The question he actually asks is, "Am I wrong?" And
I believe he's wrong.
Oh, go on, flesh that out.
Because I'm one of those people I just don't care anymore. We're broken up, man. She's dead. What's the point? The man was with your wife now. It's done.
Yeah, but he doesn't want this.
Yeah, but it's done.
Let me explain it to you. He still loves the woman. He didn't want to leave her. She wanted to leave him because she had cheated. He has not been able to get over it, and he doesn't want this person there in the last moments of his whatever goodbye
mourning, his grieving
to his will, to have this person there, even if you don't even see him. It's like this person was there at the last moment I'm ever gonna have with this woman that I'm married to and had kids with. I don't want him there. I don't want him in my face. I don't want to think about him. I want him gone. You can understand that, no?
No. For me, well, yeah, I can understand it. I just think it's long. But I would have said to him, look, if you want to come, but please, all I ask is that you respect me on this day at least and sit somewhere maybe near the back. Don't come and try and come to the top and do your crying and do this nonsense or all of that palaver. If you want to go on later on when I've buried her and you want to have your moments with her after, that's fine, but don't try and ruin the ceremony. That's all I'd ask for. And if he says you can't do that, then me and him have a problem.
Are you open to the fact that his family members may have also known her and may want to come and pay their respects? Would they be allowed to as well?
I'm not the one that's dead, you know.
Yeah.
Somebody else is dead.
Yeah.
And if this person meant something to all of these people, who am I to tell them that they can't come and say goodbye?
The husband.
I'm not. For what it seems like it now.
They're separated, they're not divorced.
Well, I don't have this notion of the same way people have this notion about all of this rubbish. Okay. As far as I'm concerned, she left, you're done, it's finished. In fact, why am I even the one that's dealing? If you're the one that's really love her and she really love you, you can deal with the funeral.
No, but you're still the registered husband. That's
okay,
why.
But you're the one that's in love with the woman. You deal with the funeral.
So the kids that your children.
I just forgot about children. So maybe that's why I forgot. But yeah, for me, it's just like what's the point now? The person's dead. Like, what's the point?
It's nothing to do with him. Or it's not even to do with the woman. It's to do with the person, the husband.
Yeah, they're dead. What is this? What? I just don't see the point.
You don't see the point in what? Wanting to not be around. The
person is dead. The person that you're angry or that you're both chasing is dead.
Well, what you find?
Hook up and go and try and draw more girls together. I don't know. The person is dead. Like,
wow.
I don't get which point. I don't.
You're getting angry at something that there's no point being angry at anymore.
Why?
Because the person is dead.
What? Can you answer what that has got to do with anything?
Like, I don't see what you're fighting for. There's nothing to fight for anymore.
Just to not have this person in his life.
So,
I feel like I understand what you're saying, because when I was reading this and I was thinking, I went from A to B a numerous amount of times. Do I think the man is an asshole? No. Or do I? I feel like I keep going back and forth. I feel like if I was the person who was cheating and I love this person. This person has left their person for me and whatever. The children obviously know that they were in something because the children are like, oh, is mummy's friend coming, right? This person is in their life as well. I most definitely would not want them at the funeral. However, I might have given them the chance to say goodbye. You got 1 hour, go to the morgue, say what you need to say, and I don't ever want to see you again. Don't contact my children. I feel like I would want, if it was me that was on the other side, I would want somebody, they don't owe it to me. Best believe that. They don't owe it to me. I would want someone to give me the opportunity to just say my goodbye.
If you're goodbyes, man.
And you know, that's what I would want. However, I also know that as the husband, this is somebody who, this was my wife. I loved her. She left me for you. You are a reminder of why my family is not together. She's now dead and I've got to deal with it. I've got to support my children.
Did you work too well?
And now you expect to be here barling and you know, and even the fact that like he said in the message, like, oh, you know, I was there for her when you failed her. You see, this is where you're overstepping your bounds because now you think you're special. Yeah, like you're doing a lot. But I'd like to think I would be big enough if it was me to be like, you've got an hour, go to the morgue, do whatever, and call it a day.
I think of cheating a bit differently than most people, man. Now, as a older person, I'm just like, if that's what you want, just go. Like, I don't want to. I love you enough for you to be happy.
I'm at that point in my life.
Just go.
Yeah. You don't want me. I'm not begging you.
Yeah, it's just like, it's one of the. I'm not going to die because you leave.
Yeah.
So just go.
I'm going to die.
I'm not going to die before you leave. So if that's what you want and that's what you truly want, why are we wasting our time pretending anything else?
Yeah.
Go there. And then if that's the case and that's how it is, you know,
relinquish everything. Go and it's not my problem anymore.
Well, exactly. So then the end. If as now that I've got children, that's why I'm dealing with the burial.
It's your problem. Well, it's not your problem. You people kind of like kids and
I just said the kids part.
But the children is my problem. So I expect to look after my children. Like if their partner, if my partner or ex-partner passes away, I am sole custody of these children. Like it is my duty to support my children through this. But what you chose to do over there ain't got nothing to do with me.
To me, the biggest problem would be if my children didn't know who this man was and then he's turning up on the day and I'm just saying, this is your mum that she was flexing with this guy. Clearly they know the man. So it's like, everything is known. It is known.
It is known.
So let's let the man come and say his goodbyes.
Where is that? Is known from
Game of Thrones, but it is known.
What do you think is a word? Sorry, pivoting slightly, because you know this happens a lot in America, right? I assume that this Am I the Arsehole might be American. There was a man who was married to a woman for a number of years. They were separated for like 20 years or something like this. He was then on life support and they wanted to switch the machine off. And like the girlfriend is like, no, don't do that. They called his legal wife. She came to the hospital and she was like, switch the machine off.
Ali.
Yeah.
And she has legal right because she's his wife. And she was like, but I'm his common law person. I've been with him for this. They were like, we don't care about that. He is still legally married to this woman.
Why did he legal to marry 20 years after the time?
Because he probably had maybe like property and stuff, because obviously you go for a divorce, you got to divvy stuff up, right? So they haven't done any of that. And she was like, I'm entitled to, you know, bury whatever he's left or whatever, and don't come to the funeral. And that's somebody who's been with him the last 20 years of his life.
She might have cheated on him again. That might be the cheating thing.
But I don't know. There's just I mean, I think it's highly reckless to not be with somebody for 20. I don't know what the situation is. It's probably to do with money and property, because it's always to do with money. But I would think that if you really don't want to be with somebody, like I don't think I would sit married to somebody for 20 years just sitting there hoping that because what am I waiting for at that point?
Maybe I'll take marriage more seriously than something.
Yeah, I think that you're the truth in it. Everything that you say, you're trying to hold yourself accountable to what you said, which I have no problem with at all. But I'm not living my life in upset because of a couple of words I said. No way.
A couple of words I said.
Listen, I understand about death do us part, but when you decide that you're opting out to be with somebody else, I think some things go out the water. They go out the water.
Then just don't say don't.
I can't remember what I said.
So you're a Christian. When you get married, I'm assuming you want to do it in church.
Yeah.
You're gonna say those vows then?
I'm gonna say the vows, and I expect to stand with somebody who is going to honor the vows the way that I am going to honor the vows.
Okay, but then they don't.
Well, then they don't. Then we divorce.
But there's only one. Because where did we have the discussion? Did we have it on the pod, or was it
on the pod?
Was I talking with somebody else about? There's only a certain reason you can divorce.
I'm sure we spoke about it last week.
Yeah, I believe so. You can't actually divorce. Technically,
there was like a major.
It's only infidelity or something like that.
And that's cheating, is it not?
No,
adultery.
It wasn't just like a one thing. It was like a super
morally. What was it called?
I can't remember.
Yeah, morally is something.
It was a big deal. Anyway, it's a big money. So, you're saying you can just divorce?
It's not something that I would just get up and do. Like, I feel like if you get to a point where you try and reconcile with someone, if that's what you choose to do, I think it also depends on how egregious this thing is and what exactly has been done. But I don't tolerate it.
So you would never divorce?
As I've said previous times on the podcast, I've lost the game. If my wife does a madness, I've lost the game.
So that's not what I'm asking. You would never divorce?
I don't. No, I doubt. I doubt there's nothing my wife could do to stop me from divorcing.
That's not what I asked you.
Can I finish talking then?
Okay.
I doubt, and I have answered your question.
No, you haven't.
Would you? What?
I said, would you never divorce?
And I said, I doubt there is nothing my wife can do for me to not divorce her. That is answering the question.
Okay.
That is answering the question.
So if I go to an extreme now, yeah.
Let me. Did you hear the answer, or you just want to argue? Because I've answered your question, so you don't need to go into extreme.
So there is nothing your wife can do that will make you divorce her. Is that what you're saying?
Did you people hear what I said?
You said the sentence in a double negative way.
I doubt there is nothing that my wife can do.
I'm asking you another question.
To never divorce her.
He wants a yes or a no.
I've answered the question.
No, I'll just answer. So there's nothing your wife can do that you will that means that you will divorce her.
No,
yes or no?
I just said the exact opposite.
Yes or no? Oh, you're opposite. So she can do something that you can divorce her.
That's what I just said.
That's what I was confused.
So you could have just said yes.
Which is to what question?
What he said.
I answered the question. I don't need to say yes or no. I answered the question. It was a definitive answer as well. It wasn't like I was wishing.
Did you understand what you were saying?
It was a definitive answer.
That's why I was trying to.
There was a double negative in there. I grant you that. Yeah. But I still answered the question. I doubt. So I don't think there is nothing that my wife can do for me to say I wouldn't divorce her. Lots of negatives in there.
Yeah, like
you can divorce her basically.
My brain was scrambled because I was like, what does that mean?
So you could have just said that I can divorce.
He doesn't want to say it out of his mouth.
I'm not Muslim, man. That's not what they do. I can divorce.
You said it. Yeah, in inshallah that you've done. But okay, because I'm just the way that you're talking is like.
But it would be quite extreme.
It would have, and like I'm not saying that like you should. Anybody who goes into a marriage thinking that they're going to be divorced should not get married. Right, and I'd like to think that people don't go in this thinking that they're just going to dash this away. And I know that sounds dumb because there are probably people who are doing that, but like marriage is something, it's a two-way street in it. We're supposed to be respecting each other, and I'd like to think that I would not be going into this lightly, and I would like to think that the person that I choose or that is for me understands what my fundamental core values are. So if you start doing some shenanigans, you already know what time it is.
I'm just not prepared to live with somebody forever and be upset and be sad and be miserable. Why would I do that?
And you know what it is for me? It's the constant thinking. Like I don't want to have to always be worrying about where you are, what you're doing, who you're talking to, all of them type of things. That type of thing will send me mad. Just I'll go and be.
It's not even a cheating thing for me.
Go and be what you're doing. Whatever it is, like whether it's a financial issue, whether you're abusive, whatever it is, like I don't.
See, you're going to all this extreme. I just would not live in a marriage where I am unhappy with this person and you are unhappy. What is the point? Sometimes it's got nothing to do with abuse.
Is a lot lower than
something that have to do with you're cheating. Sometimes two people can be in a relationship and they can grow out of love probably, or they are just not. They're not happy together. They're just miserable. Why would you just stay? Oh, we're gonna try and fight. Why?
Because things are not rosy all the time, innit? So like I understand there are going to be times where one person is happy, one person is not happy, both people are not happy, both people are happy.
But what if it's a long period of time?
I don't know.
But then exactly, I'm just like,
I don't know.
We're staying together for staying. Like you got them people that live in, you know, the older ones that we're talking about that sleep in separate rooms, been sleeping in separate rooms all their life. They don't like each other, but because we've got married, we can't divorce. It don't make no sense to me.
But see, like, I know some people who have like got married and like the first maybe like 5 or 7 years of their marriage was very, very tumultuous. And like they came together and said like, we don't want to live the rest of our marriage like this. Like, and they made a pact that the rest of their marriage would be fantastic. And it has been. But that was because these two people decided that when they took their vows that they meant them and they were going to do whatever it took to change their marriage so that it was, you know, more equally yoked so that the both of them could be happy.
I'm looking forward to when my kid's gone because my wife is much better than my children's mother.
Oh, initially.
For me to
interact with.
Yeah. My children's mother, for my kids, as far as they're concerned, she's fantastic.
A lot of wives, I mean, a lot of husbands say that though. I hear a lot of husbands like that.
But when just my wife and I have gone on a wedding where no kids are allowed, or because in our case, the children are with us 98% of the time. If they're not in school, my children are with us. I know there are a lot of parents where they stay with the in-laws, the grandparents, the cousins, the siblings, and all that stuff. With our kids, it's very, very rare for our children to not be with one of us at any one time. So they're with one or both of us all the time. And the rare occasion where it does happen, and then even then, if they're not with us, then it's not necessarily that we are together. It's maybe I'm at work and she had to do something else, and so the kids have to stay over for a couple of hours somewhere else, and then we overlap, and then she drops them and I pick them, or vice versa. Them times where we are together and the kids are not there, our relationship is different. It's like, oh, this is what it was like in the beginning. So to my brother's point, it could be like, well, your kids ain't. My youngest is 4. If he leaves like when I left the house, I've got another 30 years with him. You get me? So it is what it is. But as much as, you know, I love my children, my relationship with my wife is much better when they're not around. But I
think a lot of men say that.
I hear men say they're jealous of their kids, which is I don't. That's not the issue. It's just that my wife worries.
It's a very big thing to admit because a lot of men are jealous of their children and they will act like they're not. But it appears.
That's so weird.
It appears often.
It's weird if you phrase it like that. If you look at it like you've taken the time from because some people might be listening to what I just said and equate being jealous of your kids to what I just said. Because you didn't get to spend the time with your woman anymore, you didn't get to do it anymore, she's not freaky anymore, whatever it is she was doing when you was just the two of you. Now your kids are there, she's not doing it, you're jealous of the kids. That's not what I mean.
Yeah, and I didn't take it that way.
Some people would take it that way.
Yeah.
I
actually think that some men that are jealous of their children, I think their inner child is triggered by how they see how well their child is being looked after by their partner, triggers the fact that maybe they weren't treated that way by their parent, and that's where the competition comes in.
It could be that. Sometimes there's a limited amount you can do, which is the issue with me now. So the way I was going to phrase it is that my wife is a warrior is not the correct word, but she's I call my wife my secretary because she's good at dealing with those things. So she's pragmatic in that way. So when it's just me and her, maybe it's like she's putting me on top of her to-do list. But when the children are there, I'm at the bottom of the to-do list. He can look after himself, which is fine with me. But some people will be like, I don't want to be on the bottom anymore. Sorry, forget anymore. I was with you for years or months or however long before the kids came. I wasn't on the top of your list.
It used to be, and then now the kids, a priority. Now the kids, happy being a priority.
Yeah. So now I'm not a priority anymore. And some people would phrase it as in I'm jealous of the kids. Some people will put it I'm being neglected by my missus. And you could jealous is maybe it's not the right word to use, but that's I've heard men say it like so. I've heard even men with their own mouth, I'm jealous of my kids, blah blah. Well, I haven't heard men say it. I've read or seen. Not me personally. Somebody tell that to my face.
It's an odd.
I've heard a woman say that they're jealous. My man is jealous of my kids.
That's an odd psychological space.
It's not odd,
but it's
me and you have spent all this time together. I've had all the attention of having you. It's like having a brother and sister. I've had all the attention of you all this time. Suddenly this baby comes and now you don't give me any attention. All you care about is this baby.
Oh, your attention is split now.
And let's be honest, majority of the time, men don't have the same emotional attachment as the woman to the child
And that's what I was going to say.
So they see it as competition rather than see it as vulture.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to say.
In
order for you to talk about, in order for you to think about it that way, you have to have some kind of distance between you and the child, because that's your child as well.
Yeah, but this is my wife first. That's why sometimes you there's times when you see parents rough up their children, especially dads. Like, who are you? That's my wife. Before she's your mum, who are you talking to? Same way that he'll say to a stranger outside, who are you talking to? He's telling that who are you talking to? That is my wife. Yes, she's your mum, but that is my wife. Who are you disrespecting? The relationship is different.
Yeah.
The relationship is different. So
I'm jealous of my wife's work.
Oh, because she cares about work more than she cares about you.
It looks like it sometimes.
Don't forget to answer this question, by the way, because you haven't answered that. I'm an asshole.
Yeah.
But,
go ahead.
I don't know if he's the asshole for feeling that way. It's a little bit small, I think, but I don't know if he's the asshole for feeling that way. Me, I would let him. I'd let the guy come to the funeral. I don't know. There's a way about death that I have that is kind of like I have such a respect for life that if someone dies, I'm prepared to overlook most of the transgressions. Do you get what I'm saying to you? Most transgressions. It'd have to be something super deep for me to be like, nah, I don't want you nowhere near the funeral.
Not me, boy. So okay, so the three of you, he's not an asshole, but you would, if you were in his shoes, you would let the cheating bastard come to the wedding.
Yeah.
And,
I didn't say come to the
to
funeral. I said he could go to the morgue and say his goodbyes.
Sorry.
Can I ask just one more question on this?
Can I answer that last bit? If I would, because I realised I was looking at it in his point of view, but if I were him, what would I do? And I wouldn't necessarily do it the same way as him, but I don't think I'd be cool with him coming to the funeral. Maybe I might do what Queen Sin's done, but I'm not even sure I'm gonna even do that.
And you know what? The only reason I'm thinking about this is obviously I've had personal bereavements, and like people show up to things and you think to yourself, why would you want to be here? Or why, like, you've chosen to come and pay your respects, and I've got two options right now. I can let you do that, or I can cause a scene and tell you to go about your business.
Why don't you walk up then?
And then I'm just like, I try to extend grace, and I'll be like, if this was me and the shoe was on the other foot,
you go.
What would I want done to me? But I feel like I'm a lot more respectful. I feel like I care about people's feelings.
Yeah, but I can't say what would I want done to me. When I cheated on, I made your spouse cheat on you. You have no.
What? I made your spouse cheat on you.
You're the partner sorry, you're the third party now. Yeah. What would I want done to me if it was me and I was the third party? Because
the only way that I feel like I can answer these questions is I have to put myself in everyone's shoes.
Yeah, so I'm now in the shoes of the person that was being with somebody that was in a relationship.
But he didn't make her cheat on him.
It doesn't matter. This is like, who are you to care about what I want?
I just think this is very emotional.
All right, and so man A is the husband, and man B. Who is man B to think? What would
let me just say something now, yeah?
The husband should worry about what I think.
You know what, Steph? You should control your house. But that's what I want to say. But what I'm going to actually say is this. Regardless of whatever you do, yeah? This man has still slept with your wife. It's happened. Like, what is all of this emotional? The woman is dead.
I still don't see what her being dead has got to do with
because there's nothing to be fighting over.
Because
the man was like, I wanted to kill him. What's the point? Kill him for?
Because what's the other alternative? Your divorce had gone through, she had died, and then what? Would he have? Would the husband have wanted to go to the funeral because it was his wife or the mother of his kids? So what's he gonna do? Show up at the funeral, let the kids go in and sit outside and wait for them? Like it's.
For me, it's just like the person. The person is,
and I don't mess around. I don't play around with death. Like I feel like there's a lot of karma when you mess around in death.
People's thing, innit? Like, for me, you should. That's why you should just organize your own funeral, so nobody can be doing this foolishness on your behalf anyway. Fair enough.
That is it.
But let me ask you a question on top of this question. I know you're going for a lot of things. If your significant other died, yeah, and your kids are of age, like they're old, right? Are you going to the burial ground all the time, like to go and visit?
No.
You?
No, I don't think so.
You?
What if my spouse has died?
Yeah,
I think I would.
you would go. Okay, maybe it's a woman thing then.
Yeah, my mum goes often.
Yeah, because we were talking about it because as people know, our brother has passed. One of our brothers has passed, and I'll never go. And my wife was like, "You never go to see him." I'm like, "For what?"
Yeah.
And she was like, "If I died, I hope you would come to see me." And I was just looking at her like,
"Oh my gosh,
to do what? Like, what am I doing there? I just don't understand what."
I wish you could have seen his face.
I don't understand what is the purpose of going.
I don't get it either. One of my best friends, she's like she's at the mother's gravesite all the time. Like all the time. She was for a while after the mum died. They were very close. And I'm like you, Wala. I'm like even if I believe. So for one, let's say that I'm not religious. So then we'll knock out that part of it. So now we're talking about physical form. Right, physical form there. What am I talking to? Something that's under the ground. I don't need to be there for that. So let's say I'm now a religious person and I believe, or I'm a spiritual person and I believe in some sort of spirit. I don't think I need to be there to have that communication or that closeness with you. Because if we're that close, if you're my spouse, if you're my parent, if you're my child, I believe we're linked to some higher next level that space and proximity mean nothing to it. It's like we're linked up.
I preach, man.
But I think a lot of this has to do with how people process things. We don't all process things the same.
Yeah, okay.
So sometimes a person needs to be in that space for the processing, and sometimes people don't need to be in that space for the processing.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people that, why am I going to take myself somewhere that's going to make me sad?
But some people, they go and they're not sad.
Yeah, I would be sad because I'd be like, why?
Yeah. So like we obviously, when my dad passed away, we streamed his funeral. My mum rewatches it, and every time I see her rewatch it, I go automatically into what's wrong mode, right? Like that you're rewatching the funeral, and she was just like, I just find it comforting. I feel like he would have been happy with what we did. Like, so she finds comfort in rewatching it. It doesn't upset her in any way. And like me, I can't like bring myself to rewatch it.
I think older people look at them a bit differently. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
So, but yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be. I just like.
It's also
very interesting.
It's also the relationship with the person that's died. So, if you've been side by side with that person for decades,
yeah, it's been a long time,
and you've been, let's say it's a lifetime worth of time that you've been next to that person, then that also changes the dynamic about how you feel about it.
And if you spent more time with a person than you've spent with yourself, like it must be very, very weird to go from having somebody literally beside you for the last 50 plus years, and then they're not.
Yeah, but then everything anymore. Where I am is going to remind me of that person. I don't need to go to the grave for that.
Yeah, but I don't know. There's something about
knowing that they're physically there, I think, is what it is for some
sometimes,
people.
Yeah.
But what if they're not physically there? What if it's just...
But then let's not go down that road. Let's say that they are physically there. You said it's a burial site. So.
It's a burial site. So that's what it is. And also there's kind of something very ceremonial about the whole process as well.
I just can't see myself.
But I'm the same as you. I'm not that way inclined.
I'd only do it if I had children and the children wanted to somewhere like an anchor to go and see their parent. That's the only time I would think I'd do it. If it's just me, I'm not doing it.
It is interesting though, because like if my dad was buried here, I would like to know how often I would go. But because he's buried abroad, that's different for me. But
that might be different. I might go if my parent died abroad or my wife died abroad, somewhere that I'm not able to see them all the time. Maybe when I go over to that place, I might go and see them just to see what's going on there.
Also, you have to take into account that you at the burial site, you've got something that requires maintenance and upkeep, and so you kind of, in honor of the person, you got to go and do that as well.
No, I could pay somebody for that.
Maybe, yeah, but you got to keep it clean. So then again, that's kind of builds in the ritual and the habit of.
I think sometimes this is one of those things where I look at how I want, because I don't care. You can just dash me in the bush. It's not. I don't have this. I'm dead. Like, what's everything? Why are you spending all this money for me for? I just want to tell it to my dad straight, boy. I don't want you to spend nobody at all.
I hear it. Put me in a spliff.
This guy.
And then a ganja planter. Simple Simon grade.
You know when you don't even, that tune is so good. You don't even smoke, but as soon as you hear it, you just want to roll one.
Not me.
Tune. You just.
And a ganja planter.
I'm pure.
Oh, he a ganja farmer. This is a tune, bro.
Weedy. Sorry. Anyway.
All right. Okay.
That one and what's the other one? The same one that's got the same rhythm where they just start talking about gays for no reason.
Oh, gosh. Have you seen this new trend where they play a rhythm and they said the song that the lyrics that come to your mind after you hear this rhythm tells me what kind of friends or friendship I have with you. Yeah, but it'd be like a popular bashment rhythm that has about 18 tunes in them. So I know the Mad Cobra Press Trigger was when I heard that ding ding for me straight.
Yeah, I heard Press Trigger, but I also hear
I press trigger I press. That is what comes into my head when I hear ding 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 ding.
Because I was hot girl. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's it. What
is the first one that comes to your mind?
When you hear that rhythm comes to mind, but Capleton comes straight after. There is like no other. It comes straight after.
Pump. Is that pump?
No, that's Sizzler.
Which one is the Capleton one for that one?
I like to see hot girls.
Yes, but Sizzler also comes there. And when I find line. Yeah.
But what's the first one?
Because that is the most ragged I've ever heard Sizzler in my life.
I might come next week with some rhythms and say what is the first song that comes to your mind?
Yeah, do that.
Snippet of the rhythm.
Let's do that.
I can play 2 seconds of it.
Because even me wanna war with me. If I could hear the whole thing will come in my brain. So but it starts off with it does start off with my God.
I might have spoiled it by actually saying it. Maybe that's what the inception there. Maybe if I just did the tune, you might have thought of something else. But for me, what about you?
I don't know. I'm not really. I'm not really too much into bash. I like the old school.
But even I know that rhythm. Dang dang. There's too many tunes on it. Dang 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 dang.
I really don't know.
What's the name of that rhythm again? I forgot the name of that rhythm. I knew it. I did know it.
I have no idea.
That one's flown me.
Is it like red button sound or? All right then. Fair enough. All for me for just putting all you island people in the same bracket. I like the same thing. All right, let's do our church notes and our goodbyes and our intros. Actually, this is the ESN podcast #ESN Pod. Start joining the conversation at ESN Podcast on most of the socials.
Plug.
We are now at 23:56 on what is the date?
The date is 14th
of June 2026. We were meant to start at 8 p.m. Can you imagine?
My wife did message me straight. Hey, you still ain't started all this time.
And this is episode number
568
in your blood clot. I am Stavros Boss. You can catch me at Stavros Boss on most of the socials. My Stavros says this week is the 154 podcast. The one with David Oyelewo, I believe that's his name. If I'm saying it wrong, I apologize. It's 3+ hours.
Wow.
Interview. I've even listened to the whole thing, but I've enjoyed it. There are 100 snippets of it. I've enjoyed all the bits I've watched so far, and I did actually start watching it. It's just interesting. But reading some of the comments about him being a Tava, because he does talk. So he's a British actor. The podcast is about having Africans on their platform. African Americans often as well, but David Oyelewo is a British Nigerian, and he does talk about the clip from what's the comedian?
Godfrey.
No, the one that does he did the British actor thing. The short video,
Drewski.
The Drewski thing. They bring it up to him and he mentions it and they talk about it, and in the comments people are still just still gunning him. It's very.
Well, he was Martin Luther King, that's why.
Yeah, but then he's the one that made the film. I think he produced it and all that stuff. It's him that put it in action. But either which way, it's disheartening because he tries to say, we're all one, and I'm bringing in this people and that people from Americans into the project, and yada yada yada, and we should all work together. And the comments is still F you Teva.
They're just dumb, man.
F you Teva, man.
Okay, for people don't know what Teva is, they're basically saying that you're using black Americans to get ahead. and then you just desert them when you get close. Like you're not one of them, basically. You're just using them.
Yeah, just being used. Whatever.
Yeah, latching onto them and using them. Anyway, don't ban them anyways though.
But yeah,
Shout
so
OG,
I'll put the church note. I mean, I'll put that in the show notes. So that's the 154 podcast, a particular episode. Let's go to Simple Simon.
This week I managed to catch 2 films. One was called Disclosure Day. Steven Spielberg does it again.
You watched it already?
Yeah, I watched it.
And then the other one I watched was Obsession.
It's Sunday, isn't it?
Everyone's this Obsession. I don't know if there's a bother with it. Is it good?
That's a runaway hit, boy. People are saying it's fantastic.
Okay, Obsession is a madness. It is an absolute madness.
Is it because it's a horror film, isn't it?
It's down as a horror film, but it's not like super gory or what have you. The reason why it's horror is like shock horror, if that makes sense, more than anything. So I didn't see
there in your face.
No, yeah, it's shock horror more than anything. Put it this way, what was that film called? Seven Deadly Sins.
I don't know if I've seen that.
It's a TV show.
No, the film with it had 7 Deadly Sins in it, but I can't remember if it was called 7 Deadly Sins. But it was old school. This is an old school film.
You're not talking about the one with Morgan Freeman, are you?
Yeah, the old school film.
7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is more gory than Obsession. The Obsession thing is it's very much like just shock horror. It's not like you're not seeing stuff on screen that you're like, oh my god.
Okay, then I'll watch it.
So should I watch it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try and see if I can watch it.
It's very highly rated.
Yeah.
I'll try to watch it. Yeah.
It's well done. It's well done. It's properly well done.
Okay.
And people are saying that there's a renaissance of horror, and that one and this one you said wasn't the big deal. People are saying that's really good as well. It's made a lot of money for what it made. Maybe for how much it was made for. It's made tons of money.
Yeah,
so that's why they keep making horror films, because you can make them cheap and people like being scared. Clearly. Yeah,
this one is. I think they lean into the psychological side of it a bit more than the gore on screen. So yeah, I did like it. I enjoyed it.
Okay. And Disclosure Day, you said was.
Yeah, and Disclosure Day is just Steven Spielberg in it. Yeah. So yeah, if you get a chance to watch that one, it's a long film, but if you get a chance to watch that one as
Disclosure Day, because we end up watching the same thing, so we might as well do the same reviews at the same time.
Yeah.
Disclosure Day for me, the thing that I found very interesting is that it just started. It just started like a film. There was no like thing in it. It just started.
Yeah, there was no intro. There was no. You didn't get. Yeah.
If you had come in from your popcorn or whatever, sat down, and it came from the very first scene, you would have thought you missed something.
Mm-hmm.
But
so straight into the action.
Straight into it. But it was weird because it's been a long time since I've seen a Steven Spielberg film.
Yeah.
And it could be seen as like the whatever generation's ET.
Yeah, to some degree.
Someone said that it's a sly sequel to Encounters of the Third. What's Encounters of the?
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Because I don't think I've seen that film, but somebody said there's something in that film that links to the other film, and
I don't think
it's Steven Spielberg doing this sly little callback to his own film.
I get what I think. I don't know if I watched it, but I know of the film, so I get why they're saying that it's that.
All right.
But yeah, so it is a decent film to check out. It is quite long. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, without giving away any spoilers.
But I think it is again a Steven Spielberg film, so you got to watch it regardless.
Cinema worthy, definitely.
There's been a bunch because Steven Spielberg has
produced a lot of stuff.
No, but he's done other films as well. He did the musical. He did the one about his life, the kind of thing about his
I watched
childhood.
that. That was good actually. That was really good.
I don't think it was that good. But some people are saying like, this is return to like proper Spielberg. It's like an actual film. It's actually enjoyable with things that because remember they call Spielberg like he's the originator of the summer blockbuster. I don't know if this counts as blockbuster, but it's at least along that kind of vein.
Yeah.
Anyways, yes.
Then as far as TV is concerned, I watched One Piece. Accidentally, I keep seeing the cover for it.
Which one?
What do you mean? Which one?
The live action or the anime?
The live action one.
Okay.
Yeah, so I watched One Piece, the live action one.
I don't even know what this is.
It's a massive anime show that's got hundreds of episodes of anime.
Yeah.
But they did like a live action version on Netflix.
On Netflix, yeah. So I'm just going through that now. I finished season 1. I'm into third episode of season 2. Now that you've told me it was an anime, it makes sense why the live action is so wacky.
Oh, you didn't know it was anime?
Yeah, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
it's one of the biggest animes.
I thought it was an anime, but then because I bumped up on this, I didn't see the anime one. So I thought I'd just like, oh yeah, but that makes sense why it's so wacky. But as that, I mentioned Nemesis the other week as well. I nearly finished that now. I think I got like 2 episodes left. It's only after you said what you said about the corniness. The main guy in Figure is corny the way he delivers his lines.
The policeman or
the policeman. Yeah. He's corny with the way he delivers his lines. Like, it's Drake-ish. But but that was entertaining as well. And I think that's about it as far as like TV. Oh yeah, Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty season 9 is out. We're into episode 3, I think, up to episode 3 of that now. I'm nerdy like that, so I like Rick and Morty. But it's like 9 seasons. But it's good. It's a good show. It's kind of like American Dad and what's the other one? South Park and that kind of vein of thing. But it's about a mad scientist, or it's about a granddad and a grandson and their relationship.
Do you know what the whole program's actually about?
I think he's got dementia or something, innit?
He's basically almost trying to find his wife.
Yeah.
It's a mad like concept behind it.
Yeah.
Did they do that in season 8? They revealed that or something?
No, it's not a thing. It's like the whole premise. Like, people are like, why is he the way he is? But I think he's just kind of.
So it's law. It's not. They haven't actually said that.
I think not in the program.
It'd be like Reddit is telling you that. This is.
Like, I think that he's in all these different galaxies, universes, all these type of things. It's like he's searching for his wife type thing.
But I thought it was about a grandfather and a grandchild's relationship, and the grandfather had dementia or one of those degenerative mental conditions. That's what I thought it was.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's something like that, because it seems like it's one of those smart things that they seem to like slip a lot of stuff in there. I haven't watched an episode, but I see people.
The dialogue in Rick and Morty is fantastic, absolutely fantastic, and I mean every single episode delivers.
One day I'll get to it. When
I've got
nothing to do. When I got nothing to do, I'll get to all these programs.
It's like 20 minutes a season, 20 minutes an episode, and it's just filled with like, the dialogue in it's missed.
I take it back, because The Bear is coming. Season 5, final season is coming 25th of this month.
Is it?
Yep. Last season 25th of June, and I'm gonna watch the first 4 seasons before that. So I guess I take it back. I do actually have time.
You have time
if I can find time. But then because you said it's 20 minutes, I say The Bear is short episodes as well.
Yeah, I'm off. I'll watch that all in one. I literally in fact I just booked Supergirl for that same day, so I'm navigated.
To 25th of June.
Navigated.
I'm gonna go see that for sure. I'm gonna be in cinema quite a lot this month, boy, because there's a couple of good things coming.
Summer season.
I might even go and watch Toy Story 5. Why not?
Because I ain't seen 4.
Yeah. So yeah, that's about it. That's what I've gotten up to this week.
Thank you, sir. Queen Sim, shout yourself out, your podcast out. Have I not done?
Have I lost?
No, sorry.
That's crazy in there thing.
No, sorry. Sorry.
I was thinking of doing something different. I like.
No, you're not last. We did last as usual.
So I watched the disclosure.
Sorry, Queen.
As simple Sam said. I also started watching Cape Fear, which is a Steven Spielberg, Martin Scorsese produced TV show. It's I don't know how to describe this. It's gory. Much more gory than what you were saying this obsession might be.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all right. Check it out if you get a chance. Also, there's a new season of Interview with the Vampire, which is from the view of Let's Start is what they call themselves. So you can check that out if you want to watch. If you like Interview with the Vampire,
Let's Start.
Yeah. You can check that out. Also, Power is back. Kanan's Story is back. First episode came out last week. So if you didn't know, now you know. And what else am I still watching? I'm trying to think there's something else, but I can't remember if there's anything else. I've been watching Love Island with my wife for the past couple of days. I don't watch it unless she's with me, and I've been seeing all the nonsense that's going on. All you husbands out there that's watching Love Island, don't lie to yourself. You know you're watching it. I don't watch it unless she's there, so that's my thing. But all the man them in the group, all the husbands apart from Staff in the group, I was chatting with Love Island yesterday. I was surprised that Staff wasn't involved, but then I know you probably don't watch it.
Of course not.
But yes. There's check out Love Island UK. My wife even watches Love Island America, which is also quite interesting, to be honest. I like all of this drama. But yes, that is me.
Stav, did you watch Weapons?
Yeah, that's the one with the woman won an Oscar for it, isn't it? Yeah. I don't see the big deal in that one at all.
So Obsession's gore is like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Weapons was good, man.
Weapons was a good film. I enjoyed that.
I think that's one of the worst films that was praised that this last Oscar season.
Your face.
Not as in it's not a bad film, but remember I'm not a big fan of horror films.
Yeah.
And I didn't see the big deal about this one at all. Really, that woman did not deserve the Oscar. Not when. Nah. Anyways, we've gone down that Oscar road already. I didn't see the big deal. I thought the film was right. Why it got such big ratings? I was like, why? I don't get it.
I watched the film. I thought it was good, and then somehow I was having a conversation with my dad, and he said, "Oh yeah, I was watching this film the other day. The film was bad." I said to him, "What film is that? What's it called again?" And he started describing what happened in it, and I was like, "You mean Weapons?" Yeah. And that he doesn't. You know what I mean? So for him to say that he thought the film was alright, I was like, okay, so vindicated. So anyway, yeah, I just needed to bring that up so that you can get a good reference point. Anyway, Queen Sim, we are set.
Thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure. I don't have anything to plug apart from the podcast. You can listen to the Cocoa Sistahs Podcast. That is Cocoa as in COCOA SISTAHS pod. We are on all social mediums and we release fortnightly on a Wednesday.
Wednesday, missy.
Yeah, and we just chop it up, discuss things that affect black women, black womanhood. It's a good time. I forgot I was meant to remind you about what you were going to criticise about all of our Get My Goats. You said there was, I can't remember. I'm assuming that means that there was one that annoyed you.
No, not necessarily annoying. Just you're chatting rubbish. I can't remember what it was.
You love to tell women that they're chatting rubbish.
And I don't tell men they're chatting rubbish.
I'm causing controversy.
Yeah. What controversy? Loads of people chat rubbish, man. I'm an equal opportunist. When people say it's just because I'm a woman, because I'm tall, because I'm short, because I'm black, because I'm shut up, man. You're all chatting rubbish. Nonsense and ingredients.
I want to know which one it was.
Well, there's
I feel like all of mine are valid.
There's the one I pointed out that what was it? You said, okay, there's one where one of you was complaining. All right, so Got My Goats is a segment on their podcast.
Yeah, about things that piss us off.
Yeah, and then so they were talking about the gym, and they were talking about one where people go on and try the system with do things this way, do things that way. You both agreed on that. I can't remember who put it to the attention. Then 5 minutes later, you start talking about when kids are doing it, and you put specifically saying you should do it this way, you should do it that way. Because I'm like, what are you talking about?
No.
How can you be on both sides of the coin?
Because it was
no. You're not allowed.
No, we are allowed. Right?
I don't like people unsolicited coming and saying you should do this, but then you unsolicited go and tell people you should do that.
No, because the difference is we both have personal trainers who give us instructions on how to do things, so we know how to use equipment. The difference was that there were children in the gym, young people who did not know what they were doing. There is no what do you call it on the floor. There's no fitness instructors on there showing these people what to do, and they are genuinely about to hurt themselves. And so we were saying that we have intervened in that regard to be
I believe you said they continued doing it. They believed they were doing it, continue doing it in the incorrect way. And they didn't hurt themselves.
Where they were going to hurt themselves.
But they didn't, because they carried on doing it the wrong way. You said that they to keep up with.
No.
So I misheard.
No, because there was two scenarios. There was one scenario where my co-host helped some girls, and they did what she said. Unsolicited, and they did what she said, and they said thank you. Nice. Right?
Instead of cussing the people later on.
The incident with me is that a guy was trying to lift some weight he could not lift. Yeah?
You told me you couldn't lift it?
Because he was shaking like a leaf and he couldn't get it off the ground. Now the weight is still on the ground.
Listen, there's been times when I've been shaking like a leaf and I managed to get that thing off the ground and ending up.
The man did not get this off the ground, and what it was is that he had somebody that was just telling him how to do something. Forms all wrong. He weren't there's a way that you lift the weight, and I know specifically because I have a lower back injury, so I'm meticulous about how you deadlift.
I know it's a deadlift,
right? Everyone meticulous about how I deadlift. So I was just trying to help him so that he don't have no back problem, because back problem ain't fun.
So you're the one that's on Joey Swole, or what his name is, where they take the videos and he says, because he tried to help you, and you now put him on the show, and you put him on the blast when all he was doing was telling you what the right thing to do, and now you're making him look like an asshole. You're the asshole, and you should be banned from the gym.
Well, I own it, and it, like I said, it was only because he was young. If he was a big man, I wouldn't have said nothing to him, because you're grown in it. You can do.
Why? If the big man is doing it wrong and he's gonna hurt himself, why can't you tell him what's wrong? I don't understand why you can't tell the person is wrong.
But they don't like it when people are telling them.
I know. Again,
because we're not doing anything wrong.
Again, it's some of them. What's it called? Something where it's double standards, isn't it?
Yeah, like I say, it was a young person, and that was what my issue was, that the person was young, and they were being led astray by somebody.
This auntie is now leading me astray. Yeah, this auntie's come and tell me something while I'm in the
auntie
gym.
has good intentions.
How do you know the people?
You're looking at a young man in the gym.
Yeah, because some of these people see you training with your trainer. Yeah, some of these people, and the thing about it is, no, some of these people have not got good form themselves, and they want to come and tell you shenanigans.
Queen Slim is really the queen today, isn't it?
Some of the trainers are giving people bad form as well, you know.
Listen, that is true.
Okay,
well, not theirs.
That is true. But my personal trainer is certified.
Okay,
that doesn't mean that just because they're certified doesn't mean that they want to do this extra different thing that is not the correct form.
That's just the one I can remember. What's the one I told you about? Was it the same one?
I think that was it. I'm trying to think what else we talked about.
Yeah, wrap it because this is a private conversation.
Yeah. If I remember, but I'm not going to remember. So that's,
you'd have to listen again.
Which I ain't going to.
You have to come on the podcast at some point. We keep saying that.
I thought it was just reserved for Simple Simon.
No, it's just that Simple Simon is close by, isn't it? And it's more about a timing thing, innit? We record on weekends and studios and stuff, and you guys got families and stuff, so.
I didn't say you're gonna do that.
This one doesn't have a family.
But just see Jamaicans.
Wow.
We'll sort something out.
She talked about the Caribbeans not have beef against each other. Look how she just dashed under the bus like that. Yard man don't have no family there. Or is prepared to leave the family at any point in time.
Thank you very much for. You haven't finished, have you?
Yeah, no, I did. I gave socials. We're on TikTok. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Follow, all of that stuff. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like.
YouTube, you don't have video, do you?
No.
Yeah, I was thinking I would watch you, but no, okay, I'll listen.
Yeah, no.
So yes,
I need to put our full episodes up there, but yeah, we don't have any video.
Oh, you only do snippets on YouTube?
Yeah, at the moment, because yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Yes. Make sure you tune in to the Cocoa Sistahs podcast. The link for the send me. Do you have a link for everything?
We got link tree. Yeah.
Yeah. Send me the link tree thing then.
Ooh.
Our link tree's not working anymore. Actually.
You know, women are not allowed to have link trees, no? Yeah.
And I did not know that though.
Why?
That is because Wahala says so.
Because when women have link trees, they always assume that you got something that's in that link tree.
Like what?
OnlyFans.
Yes, my very Christian co-host, whose husband is a pastor, will have.
You think pastors not? You think pastors not have OnlyFans? They probably have OnlyFans for pastors. You don't have to be only doing.
It's not OnlyFans, it's HolyFans.
You need to do that now. We need to do that now.
I'm sure if you put holyfans.com, somebody's really got that, I'm sure.
Listen,
you do it on your own network.
Please tell me that you have seen the clip of the old pastor that's sitting down doing a video link telling his congregation there will be no church on Sunday because of something or other, and some big booty woman just walks past, some young thing, and goes to the fridge, takes out a drink, and then he clocks that she's in the background, and then he's like, get off the screen, as I was saying, there's no church on Sunday. It's actually really funny, and I don't think it's a skit either.
Yeah, she's the album.
Whose album is that again?
You talk about my boy.
What's his name? Saha.
Yeah, Saha is right.
Saha.
No church on Sunday.
No church on Sundays.
There is it's a short film. HolyFans.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love the fact that you're invested in that. Heathens.
No, HolyFans. It's not.
We can make money out here, man. We can get the pastors on there to do the pastor
with the big booty bitches in the background.
No,
okay, that's what I'm saying. Heathens.
Holding the Bible.
That's not what I was talking about.
But I knew that's what they were talking about.
Take a pew on the Bible.
Wow.
With the yash. After the pew, they put their knee in whatever. Isn't that a pew?
You kneel in a pew. A pew is the row, the church.
Yeah,
that's the seat.
The yash.
I didn't go as far as
I'm not there.
And I was about to take it somewhere else, so I'm going to behave myself. So.
Exactly. But anyway, that's when they say women have link trees in their bios, they were talking about.
Oh yeah, no, it's all above board.
Okay, if you could send me the link tree, please, I'd appreciate it.
I will do, but thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us.
Always.
I know it's late. Hopefully, it's not an issue for you. I didn't know it's going to be midnight. Plus,
lovely.
Did I not just say it was 56? It's really now got. It's nearly 12:30.
Yeah.
Midnight. There is never a time we come here and it's not midnight. But anyway,
blame Simple Simon. You did that half an hour into the thing,
But then you came with food after he left.
We are here. All right, go forth, prosper, spread love and joy to your neighbor and to yourself. Make sure that you love yourself as well. And try and be empathetic as well as sympathetic. Yes, I know I said the words wrong. It's a common theme this episode. Talk to them, brother.
And remember, if you ain't saying nothing, say it well.
Slag for life.
That's right.
Man didn't even turn the thing.
Hashtag ESN pod. ESN podcast at gmail.com.
Say it well.
Did you?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Halifax.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, rodents and other small insects, welcome to the ESN podcast.